Chamamos agora o ministro das Terras e Recursos Naturais de Gana, Emmanuel Armah Kofi Boah.
Excellency President Lula and the good people of Brazil, thank you for the hospitality. President of COP30, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you warm greetings from His Excellency President Mahama of the Republic of Ghana, and greetings from the people of Ghana. Our address on behalf of the President today will focus on nature, a just energy transition, and the vital financing of climate actions. As you know, Africa is a continent of unparalleled potential. Yet for our contributions to human history and culture, our contributions to the climate crisis has been minimal. Though we are among the lowest emitters, we are on the front lines bearing the heaviest burdens. The evidence is all around us. The increasing fury of extreme weather and rainfall variability, unprecedented floods, scorching heat waves and droughts that crack the earth. These are not abstract climate models, they are realities that translate into hunger, malnutrition, and the loss of livelihoods that sustain vulnerable communities. In West Africa, Ghana is part of the Upper Guinean forest ecosystem, a biologically diverse realm of towering trees, high rainfall, and tropical climate nurtured by the Atlantic Ocean. Yet for decades we have watched the rains become less reliable and the dry spells grow longer. The very vegetation and wildlife that define this region are struggling to adapt. Climate change exacerbates deep-seated social and economic inequalities. The most vulnerable among us, women, children, and the marginalized, are disproportionately affected, with the least resource to cope and the smallest voices in the corridors of power. And yet Africa is not a passive victim. We are a continent of resilience and action. To secure a sustainable future, we must also be architects of our destiny. This brings me to the heart of the energy dilemma. The energy sector, as you know, is the key to our development. For nations like Ghana, yet it is also the contributor to the problem we are trying to solve. Our continent is blessed with mineral resources, abundance of it, which hold a promise of transformational development. So to deny Africa the strategic use of these resources is to deny our right to develop, to light our homes, and to power our industries. Any such conversations, therefore, must be approached with strategic care and profound understanding. Africa is equally blessed with an unparalleled comparative advantage for a leap into a low-carbon future. However, this transition must be just, equitable, and inclusive. We cannot exchange our set of problems for another problem. A shift to clean energy must not leave vulnerable communities behind or trade ghost towns for high-carbon industries. It is a promise that vulnerable communities and workers in traditional industries will be protected, that their voices will guide our decisions as a bridge and not a cliff. It is a pledge to eradicate energy poverty, bringing light and power to every community, regardless of their remoteness. And it is imperative we weave gender equality into the very fabric of this energy new system, ensuring women, children, and the marginalized are not just participants, but leaders and beneficiaries. The good news is that in Ghana, we have moved from ambition to blueprint. Our energy transition framework outlines a pathway to decarbonize our energy sector and achieve net zero emissions by 2060, without compromising our socio-economic development or natural resources. At its core is the principle of a just transition. We are actively increasing the share of renewable energy and have embarked on a robust nuclear energy program. And this is focused on long-term energy security, deep decarbonization, and positioning Ghana as a regional hub for clean power. Through our newly launched green minerals and carbon market frameworks, Ghana is opening transparent pathways for global partners to invest in clean energy, forest restoration, and value-added mineral processing. Under the visionary leadership of President Mahama, we are taking bold steps to protect our natural heritage. Our Tree for Life programs aims at planting 30 million trees annually till 2030, with the objective of creating green jobs for the youth and revitalizing our forest economy and carbon sequestration. We welcome financiers, climate funds, and private sector leaders to partner with us in scaling these opportunities. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the African position is clear. We are not asking for charity. We are asking for partners in the truest sense of the word. We stand ready to be a powerhouse of green energy for the world. But we cannot do this alone. Therefore, on behalf of the continent poised at a pivotal moment in history, I call upon this assembly and our devout partners all over the world. We urge you to match our ambition with your action. The climate finance promised so long must now flow, not just in words, but in predictable investments, concessional investments, and private sector leverage investments that reach the communities who need the most. We need increased ambition for climate finance, with a significant portion dedicated to adaptation and recognition of Africa's special circumstances. My good friends, let's leave Belém at the heart of the Amazon with a resolve to harness not only finance, but also technology, innovation, and artificial intelligence to accelerate justice, equity, and shared prosperity. I thank you very much.
We also comment on what is possible if the public and private sector work together. I know that there was an attempt to involve private sector in power utility and at the distribution level. And we all remember the example with PDS. PDS was not a bad thing. It is just that it was handled wrongly, and many people had personal interest in PDS, and that's why it failed. But there's something to be said for injecting private sector efficiency into public utilities. And I gave an example before. Enclave Power buys bulk electricity from the power utilities and distributes it within the free zones enclave, and has a 99% collection rate of bills. And the lights are always on in the industrial enclave. And so the industries there have a high ratio of power, and they don't see blackouts the way other places do. And so there's something to be said for private sector participation in utilities, not only for electricity, but even for water. We're going to experiment a pilot where we have small town water systems that are broken down, that are publicly administered. And we're going to involve private sector companies to repair those small town water systems, distribute the water, and be responsible for the bill collection. After all, the PURC is the one that sets the tariffs. And so these companies are not going to be able to set tariffs that are above what our people can afford to pay.
Ladies and gentlemen, and before I close, I must share a thank you to the current government and to the regulators in the current government for the remarkable fiscal discipline this year, in which we are all benefiting. It is precisely because of this fiscal discipline, which we're all benefiting, 8% inflation announced yesterday, stable exchange rates, reduced interest rates, currency convertibility. I could go on. But also importantly, we've seen credit ratings. So companies like LMI and other companies here in this audience can attract private capital. Or Ghana can attract more international business to relocate here. There are plenty of businesses in other parts of the world with jobs, and they have a place to go. They are now increasingly interested in Ghana. So this first principle on the investment climate is fiscal and macro discipline, and this has been enabled. And more importantly, as a result, you have 130 million of financing, not on the government of balance sheet, providing essential infrastructure for the people of Ghana. And now the government of Ghana can use that 130 million for something the private sector would not do in support of the people of Ghana. So thank you for this fiscal discipline, and as a result, we look forward to further growth here in Ghana. Thank you very much.
After visiting some polling stations, I decided to go home because I felt my life was in danger. So I am convinced that at the conclusion of this investigation, the true facts will emerge. On the issue of unwillingness of persons who witnessed these acts to testify, this is entirely out of my control. There are videos to some of these attacks, and these are available for the committee to aid their work. Friends of the media, does the unwillingness to eyewitness and victims to testify mean these documented acts of violence didn't happen? I would have waited for the investigations to conclude before speaking. But I cannot keep quiet over an inconclusive report, as clearly stated by our Honorable Minister for Interior during his press briefing.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Seventh, right? Today the 7th of November 2025. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. And Juma Mubarak to Muslims who are watching us this morning, and for that matter across the world. Today, let's meet at the mosque, at least at 12:30. Let's pray to the Almighty Allah. Welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday. This is the day the Lord has made, and indeed we're glad in it. And we want to say big thanks again to the Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. So I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting this morning. And Daily Graphic is reporting on its front page that Infanta Pim defends NSMQ title. That's very unfortunate. Infanta Pim, you don't deserve this. This other college deserves it. Anyway, don't mind me. It's just being... I'm just being jealous, that's all. Anyway, policeman's bullet kills Pelion rider over 10 cities. There's Blue Gold secures $140 million to restart Bogoso Prestia mine. That's with the front page of today's Daily Graphic. The Ghanaian Times, Youth Development Minister unveils strategy to combat campus drug abuse. President cuts short for 195-kilometer Wenchi Road, expected to reduce travel time by 50%, boost trade with landlocked countries. There's also government announces state funeral for Mrs. Rawlings. There's Ghanaian diplomats re-elected to prestigious FICAC board. Daily Guide. Mustafa Hamid denies OSP frozen assets claim. Presidential jet undergoing final test. Deputy Defense Minister. NPP flag bearer raised. Provisional register ready. Nana Konedu goes home on November 28. Man 26 jailed 16 years for defiling boy 7. The Insight. Don't try to collapse a diligent, reputable Ghanaian company. Rona Motors to charge. Kempon Travel and Tour set to fly Ghanaian fans to 2026 FIFA World Cup amid assurances of experience, trust and excitement galore. The case for reparations, review of Kwesi Pratt's book by Dr. Arthur Kennedy. I can vouch for his leadership. Eastern MPP chair endorses Brian ahead of 2026. We need a national moral revival, Apostle Amponsa Frimpong urges at 68th CACI Council meeting. The United States resumes nuclear test and justifies it with lies. The Herald newspaper, PDS claims victory despite losing $390 million case to ECG in London. There's Blue Gold readies $140 million investment for Bogosu Pristia Mine revival. OSP engaging in public theatrics and false reportage. Dr. Abdul Hamid's lawyers fire back. Refute 100 million cedis asset seizure. Car dealer bears teeth at charge over 9 million cedis indictment. Thus, Africa must embrace AI for education and governance to leapfrog margins, CEO urges. The Inquisitor revealed how Ken ran away. Government is for fair, accountable tax system, Chief of Staff. Farouk keeps late father's legacy alive. Pablo outlines bold agenda to empower youth. The Ghanaian publisher, Rona Motors rejects charge findings. Hawa Kumsin have been vindicated. NPP election committee pledges fairness, aspirants to sign peace pact. 50k female condoms wasted. NACP. Konedo state funeral set for November 28. The Informer. Overriding selfish interests affected PDS deal. Mahama. You are qualified to vote, hold positions after 2 years. NPP to suspended members. Oforiata's extradition hinges on U.S. cooperation. Kisi Ejabin clarifies. NPP, NDC play political football with Galamsey trade accusations. I'll not interfere with your work. Otunfo assures police commander. The Catholic Standard. Hosi hails Mohammed's swift action on Naimo's attack. There's Ghana. Bishops gather for synodal assembly in Damango. And as NSA dismisses fake notice on national service postings. NP leads thugs to attack Naimo's team in Ahafo. And then an editorial, Ghana's Catholics embrace Pope's vision. That's it for the banner headlines of the newspapers that we have today. Please stay with us. Keep watching. Good morning, Ghana.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a brands manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspections, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Brush, 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 brush your teeth. Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Oh, Jose, and I'm the SMS. Canny pan, Nasana, Michiana, what me. A drain I didn't quano. Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, benefit him. Me benefit wine. Also, what told dear? I blew up the smile, I brent Mishuve. One antique crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters and any capsules. Nanya, what ya bribia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters and the capsules. Assembia you a devil when ama when I say send your name wife company one personal Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say see mpaswa deck.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni chienya sumdie befi abrebia. Obebia o de poa haw no. Edro ba kupa wuhia ne tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules esiesie wu ma wo ye obesima. Enro yi wo benya bi wo bebia yeton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame. Send your God down boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, a simple dilation. Mr. Goodluck no me way.
Yeah, man. Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic.
And he followed the prompts. Yes. And then boom. Confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family payment seminar. Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Once every year, the business community in Ghana gathers to celebrate outstanding business achievements, award excellence amongst our gallant industrialists and entrepreneurs. This year, under the distinguished patronage of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry presents the 5th Chamber Business Awards under the theme Revitalizing Ghana's Development Agenda through the Strategic Public-Private Collaboration. This is happening at the Accra International Conference Center on Saturday, the 8th of November. The time is 6 p.m. Tickets are selling for 500 Ghana cedis per person and 10,000 Ghana cedis for a corporate table, admitting 10 persons. The dress code is formal or a traditional attire. To book your attendance and corporate table, please contact 0545-804-549 or 0245-152-236. Join us at the 5th edition of the Chamber Business Awards, where excellence meets opportunity.
After visiting some polling stations, I decided to go home because I felt my life was in danger. So I am convinced that at the conclusion of this investigation, the true facts will emerge. On the issue of unwillingness of persons who witnessed these acts to testify, this is entirely out of my control. There are videos to some of these attacks, and these are available for the committee to aid their work. Friends of the media, does the unwillingness to eyewitness and victims to testify mean these documented acts of violence didn't happen? I would have waited for the investigations to conclude before speaking. But I cannot keep quiet over an inconclusive report, as clearly stated by our Honorable Minister for Interior during his press briefing. And officially, I have not given my written statement to the police yet due to the ill treatment during the 2020 election violence. Therefore, statements on the media are inaccurate and not mine. Let me end by saying that as the sitting member of the good people of Ewutu Senya East constituency, I consider myself a mother for all. I have therefore encouraged reconciliation and unity amongst all the rank and file of the party. And I would encourage the task force to stick to exactly what I told them for fairness and prosperity. I want to use this opportunity to thank the President of the Republic of Ghana for leading this investigation, to thank the Honorable Minister for Interior, Honorable Muntaka, to thank the Speaker of Parliament, the leadership of Parliament, all MPs, my regional chairman, Professor Richard Sieju, and his executives, all my constituency executives, all loved ones, and all who reached out to me on this matter. Thank you, and God bless you all.
I'm a victim of Hawa Kumsin. Ask her if I deserve the men that she brought to come and attack me. Yeah. Ask her the people that they shot and killed at Kaswa. And the organizer that died. Go and ask her the guns that she shot and people that did they deserve it. Yeah. If I move away, a parliamentary candidate, what they did to her, did she deserve it? And ask Hawa Kumsin. The slabs that they gave to me when they were pulling me out of my moving vehicle to continue beating me. Honorable Amate from Teshi, he used to be the MC for Teshi. He came to call him Maya Waso boy. Because he and the wife came, he tried to intervene. They beat him and beat the wife also. You understand? Trying to save me. Ask Hawa Kumsen, did I deserve it? If I didn't deserve it. But if I think that he thought I deserved it. So she brought the tax to come and attack me. So whatever happened, if I did, she deserves it better.
So 2024 election violent cases, starting with Ewutu Senya East constituency, that's Kaswa. The task force observed that the Honorable Phyllis Now Koyo Okeno denied that her convoy was attacked. She was nowhere near the scene of the incident. Persons who were involved in the incident have avoided speaking with the task force, while Muhammad Ali and others who were in the Mahindra pickup truck and fired shots from their vehicle have also avoided speaking with the task force. So their opinion have not been established. Muhammad Ali is said to have been flown abroad for further treatment. The late Yusuf Larry Idris died from a gunshot, and those who were in the Mahindra pickup with him know what happened. The driver of the Mahindra has been traced, and further investigation is ongoing. The task force will continue with the investigation. Tolong
by Trasa, who happens to be Hawa Kumsin's bodyguard. Atu Odum is an NDC member. Her parents are NDC people. And he's also a member of the Young Brass Band. So he was there performing his duties during the festival celebration. I just got a shocking news that without any provocation, Atu has been shot, and now Atu is in a serious condition. We don't know how he's going to make it. The youth in Kaswa are suffering. The youth in Ghana are suffering. Every day and night we wake up to one of these news. Our people killing us. We would call on the IGP to rise up. We will call on all authorities to come to the aid of the youth in Kaswa. Atu needs justice, and justice must be given to Atu.
People who went to the venue, most of them, this is the time that their party has also come to power. Most of them aggressively, they were on the defensive and they aside themselves. And I was saddened, I was worried that those who allowed Hawa Kumsin to go there, I think politically they miscalculated. You see, this is a woman who has a past, a certain past, okay, of having either herself directly perpetrated electoral violence or having had her followers done some of these things that had led to lives being lost. So she was not expected, in my view. She wasn't supposed to go there. Otherwise, once you go there, it's like you are daring, you know, those other people there. And then you went there with a weapon. Okay, so look, I would not sit here to legitimize or to fund or to justify the kinds of things that happened to her. I'm saying that so many things have happened in the past, and these things have created a certain culture of impunity, that during elections, during by-elections, you can do some of these things and nothing will happen to you. It's because we never address them, you know, fully. Now, so the anger of those who did these things can be understandable. But my appeal to them is that in fledgling democracies, if you have wise people and discerning people also residing in those fledgling democracies, then what we want to say is that two wrongs can never make a right.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My name is Audu Moro. So again, 94.1 FM, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. If you can't watch on TV, you can listen to us on radio. It's a radio dial. It's crystal clear. So we're going to get on with our conversation for today. And one of our guests is already seated. I'm talking about Dama Richard Ahiagba. He is the Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party. He's here with us. Good morning. Richard, it's good to see you.
Same here, Moro.
How are you?
I'm okay. Okay.
I like your tab. What is it? Is it Samsung?
Which one? Yeah, no.
Oh,
it's
okay.
the cheap ones.
It doesn't look cheap.
Yeah, it's a cheap one.
It doesn't look cheap.
It's not even a branded thing. It's just a knockoff from the market.
It looks like an iPad. Can you show me the back of it?
Yeah.
No,
it's not like yours.
The back of the machine itself, not the
It's
cover.
not like yours. It's not as fancy.
No,
as
this
yours.
is Infinix. It's not.
Oh, okay. That's classy.
It's Infinix.
This is one of the ones you just find on the street.
Which it doesn't look like an ordinary machine. You don't use ordinary things.
It's regular stuff. Yeah, regular stuff.
Because at my last count, you have about the number of cars that I've seen you drive. This morning, Annie tells me that you're driving a Ram,
Really?
2024 model.
Maybe Annie is looking to buy me one. So.
No, she doesn't have that
And
kind
for
of, she
every
doesn't have
car
that
here,
kind of
as
money.
you owe me a car.
No, she doesn't have that kind of money. That I can tell you. You know, she's still managing her Hyundai Elantra.
She has a fine car.
Yeah, she's a journalist.
Yeah.
So
she has a fine car. A good journalist. So.
Yeah, a very good journalist. So she's okay with her Elantra.
And she owes me a car.
She owes you a car?
She owes me a Ram, since she said so.
Oh, okay. Oh, so sorry. Apparently I'm not. I don't have the current update.
Okay.
I don't have a current update. She just told me that just last week she bought a Mercedes. Yes, she's not told me whether it's the E300, C250.
It will be top of the range.
CLK, top of the range.
Top of the range, yeah.
Okay.
So let her know she owes me.
Congratulations. I mean, you didn't tell me that you have a Mercedes. I always see you drive a Hyundai Elantra. Socialist tendencies.
You know, this is a socialist crime, eh?
With champagne, eh?
The socialist crime, they say we're all equal, but some are more equal than others. So Annie is one of the elite socialists who is more equal than
socialist.
Yes, more equal than you and I.
Charlie, Richard, good to see you. Good to see you. In fact, the newspapers today are awash with a lot of party-related stories. There's quite a number of them. I mean, the 2026, so the 2026, so the Presidential Campaign Committee Chair, who is a former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Jose Owusu, yes, he's been talking. And so first of all, how ready? I mean, is there anything you want to share with us in terms of your preparedness for the January 31 elections? Where are we now in the scheme of things?
Good morning, Moro, and good morning to your viewers and to all MPP people across the country, to Ghanaians in general. I think that, as you would have heard from the press conference yesterday, the election committee is working very hard, and the update yesterday is great, indicates the preparedness of the party to take this primaries on the 31st. I'm impressed so far, but a key issue for me yesterday was the one to do with the voters register, because that's always a sticky point. And the comfort they provide and the time space that they have now for to provide the register. My understanding is that by the 13th of this month, the register will be shared with all the candidates, and then they would have somewhere about 2 weeks or so to audit it. That is, for me, a very, very good indication that everybody will be at ease, and now they can target their campaigns at the individuals who are part of the Electoral College. And so that having been done, I can tell you, Moro, that we're ready. Our state of preparedness is good, that the elections can be taken post the 2 weeks that the candidates would have to audit the register. Once that is done, everything left for us now is time, is preparation and organization by the Electoral Commission, because they essentially are controlling the electoral process. The committee is providing the infrastructure and doing other things in the party space to ensure that there is transparency, that there's confidence in the process, to ensure that at the end of the election on 31st January, nobody feels slighted or feels disadvantaged in any way, shape, or form, and that there's absolute confidence in the outcome. So I got great confidence, and I was joyed by the outline from yesterday's press conference. So I think that, with that said, there's a very good chance that this election, contrary to the naysayers' thoughts about the process, I think that is going to be a very, very peaceful election. And I also understand the candidates will be signing a peace pact, which then is a feather in our cap, because what that will do is to ensure that all 5 candidates will recognize the outcome of the election and ensure that the winner is a winner that they would work with, that they would support, and that there would not be any contrary behavior following the outcome. In other words, if any of the 5 candidates win, they stand a chance of the others working with them, which is a very, very good development for us, because then it drives ahead our desire to achieve internal cohesion, internal party environment that allows for working in concert to prosecute the 2028 campaign. So for me, it's good so far, and I will continue to urge party people to exercise decorum and ensure that our engagements are conditioned and colored by the singular understanding that we're building a party, and that what is happening with the internal primaries is only a selection amongst ourselves, a sort of fight. That one of us, many of our members with the qualification threshold set by the Constitution could be a better candidate than the NDC's alternative that will be put forward. So it shouldn't be a fight. It's just more or less an audition to select the best amongst us. And that candidate is our candidate ultimately when selected on the 31st, so that we can rally behind that individual to drive Ghana's agenda forward. And one of the motivations that should get us to focus and work in concert, Moro, is the early abysmal performance of the NDC. Okay, if you look at matters to do with employment, very terrible. They are 24-hour economy, no show, big deceptive campaign promise. Galamsey is happening in the open. Now NDC officials from national to police station to branch and all over the place, they are engaged in Galamsey openly, to the extent, Moro, President has invested time, man hours to create a task force to deal with this matter after the many talks, after the consultation at the Jubilee House, Moro.
Let's
people, I'm coming. No, let's
don't track.
No, hold on.
We're not done with your issues here. So,
no, I'm coming, but this on track. Let me just conclude.
Hold on.
Let me conclude.
No, hold on, hang on a minute.
Why don't you want me to talk about
the album is out, right? I mean, will aspirants be given the opportunity to review it, make some observations, and possibly give the party some feedback. Is that opportunity there?
Yes, so that's what I said, that
Okay.
they will be given from on the 13th.
Okay.
That's the indication from the committee that the aspirants will have it for 2 weeks to audit it.
Okay.
So that opportunity is there for
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
To
yes.
audit?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
And so this is the delegate album?
Yes.
How many people are we looking at?
I'm not sure the numbers. I haven't seen the provisional one yet. But it's going to be significant because the expansions that we have done, excluding the 2 additional polling station people that have been added and the 5 electoral area coordinators that have been added, everything including former members of parliament, former constituency executives and national executives, regional executives, that will be part of that. So it's going to be a significant number.
And remind us again, who qualify to vote in these elections?
So going forward, I think that members who are dues paying and are in good standing will participate in this election. And as you would have heard yesterday, also the committee.
What does good standing mean?
As a party member, our constitution, I think Article 3 talks about dues payment, and that is a burden and a responsibility as a member we have to the party to fund the party's activity. So if you are a member yet don't pay dues, the idea is that you are not in good standing. And so once you execute that responsibility, you'll be a member in good standing. And so that's the requirement now, that such people will be the ones who vote. And I think that is something that we ought to promote. And because you brought that question up now, I think that members can make payments. We have the MPP application or the MPP app, which can be downloaded on the Play Store or the App Store, and you can make your payment through that. Or there's a short code, I think it's 920270, 920 star 920 star 270 hash is a code to make a payment. We have 4 categories of membership. They have the bronze category, we have the silver, we have the gold and platinum. I think the bronze is 2 cedis a month, the silver is 5 cedis, the gold is 8 cedis, and the platinum is 10 cedis.
It's 10 cedis.
10
That's
cedis, yeah.
per month.
Per month, yes. Yeah.
Isn't that woefully inadequate? If you want to be, you say there's gold and then there's what? There's platinum, there's gold, silver, and bronze. But platinum for 10 cedis, that's woefully inadequate. If you want to be a platinum member, then you have to be a platinum member.
Yeah, it is. I think I agree with you, but the concept there is to engender inclusivity, right? To ensure, but you can give more if you want to, but then that's the threshold, so that it doesn't become a burden to exclude people, right? It is designed to include people. So the vast majority, perhaps, will be bronze members. But because the platinum is even cheaper, a lot of people will do platinum.
The reason I'm saying this is because typically when you come up with these what I'll call payment platforms or payment systems or whatever you want to call it, there's always a cost-benefit analysis to it.
True.
What you pay as against what you're getting by way of benefits.
Yeah.
So if you're a platinum member, there are certain privileges that you would enjoy as compared to somebody, say, who is paying, say, for silver or for bronze or whatever it is. So I'm saying that if you have to qualify to be a platinum member, then you ought to come and come well. You ought to, you ought to be a big boy or a big girl. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe 1,000 cedis a month. People can afford it.
I'll bring you a
Look,
member.
even if it's just 100 people.
Yeah.
Or if it's just even 10 people.
I'll bring a membership application.
Yeah,
You'll be a good member.
Well,
a good member.
Well, I'm not sure if I can do 1,000, but
you won't take your whole prescription. but that's true.
So I'll go for bronze.
Yeah, bronze. Oh, bronze, and your bronze will be 1,000, correct?
I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
So truly, it's understandable. I think I'll draw the attention of the treasurer. But then the ideas are indicated is to ensure.
I get the philosophy and getting it.
And the interesting thing about it is that I plan to do the platinum, but then as a platinum member, I don't have any more rights exceeding above the person who is bronze. Right? Okay. It is just my own desire to support the party more.
Right.
Okay, by giving 8 cedis more than somebody who would give 2 cedis. But we are on the same level. There is no
you see, there may not be an immediate benefit, but you would have a story to tell tomorrow.
Yes, of course. For
depending on what you want from your party.
Exactly. For bragging rights to say that I support the party. Look at what I'm doing. So that can be something you say. But then in terms of party service enjoyment, there isn't any discrimination in terms of who pays 2 cedis.
Actually,
or who pays
that
10
in
cedis.
itself, Richard, I think it's something you may have to look at.
Yeah.
People must be incentivized to do certain things beyond just being party members. If you want to do platinum, you're a platinum member. These are the things you're entitled to. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. So that exists. I think we have patrons. Okay, patrons of the party. So they also will pay membership, but then they avail themselves to do more. So when they are required to make a certain donation or support to the party over time. So maybe when you're talking about patrons, then you're looking at that special access. And so much that if you're a patron, you're qualified to participate, a patron in good standing, you are qualified to participate in the party's activity, even though you're not an elected member. You participate in the party's internal processes, including elections, the right to...
clarify for us, just finally, before we move to more substantive issues, because I noticed that you can't wait to deal with with everyday governance issues that are confronted. But Richard, these persons who, I see two broad categories of people who have been granted amnesty. So you either have been sacked or you decided to leave, either sacked or suspended indefinitely, or you decided to leave. Help us again with some clarity. The amnesty that you have granted everybody, is this something that cuts across everybody, or the certain categories of people who are entitled to take advantage of this amnesty? And if you take advantage of this amnesty, what does that make you in terms of your standing within the party? What can you do? What can't you do? We need some clarity on that, because there's actually a story in one of the newspapers today where Joe Sewusi is attempting to explain all of that. So now that you're here, there's no point reading that story. Okay. Did you get a question?
Yeah. So the amnesty, as have been granted, opens the door for individuals caught in that web to return to participate in parties' activities. But there are conditions associated with that. And as you would hear, there's a committee that is being put in place to coordinate that amnesty. I think that committee is chaired by MP Ayimedu Entry, I think, if my memory serves me right. Members on that committee includes the Venerable, what's called Chairman Mark Menu is on that committee. My own Deputy Communication Director, Rabi Salifu, is on that. Our Director for Election is also on that. Ernest Kumi is on that, and I think one other person. And so they are to sit and set the modalities for how we implement that amnesty. And so that they would give us the direction generally, but the initial understanding is that the amnesty opens the door for the return of individuals who specifically were suspended, from the party to come. But people who themselves have left the party, they would have to write to rejoin.
Oh, so that's the difference.
They would have to write to rejoin. So if for any reason, for any conduct the party feels that maybe I am disciplined in a way, and then so therefore the sanction would equal suspension, and I am accordingly suspended, then this amnesty opens the door for me to come. But if I had written that I am no longer going to be a member of the party, then the amnesty gives you an access, but then you have to write to rejoin the party.
That's interesting. And so far, have you received those letters of interest to rejoin the NPP?
Well, I've heard a lot of indications and interest in that, and I think that perhaps you would have heard the big one to do with our former chairman suspended. Chairman have shown interest in contesting for.
And you're talking, is it Mr. Paul Afoko?
Chairman Paul Afoko. I've shown interest in contesting in the party's.
Sorry, but in his case, did he have to write a letter to the party?
No,
expressing interest?
he did.
He was suspended.
Yes, he was
so
suspended. So yes,
that's fine.
So, but then matters relating to his, him and any other person's access to that amnesty will be finalized by that committee. How that would play out. So. But then, yes, so because of that amnesty, you see that indication happening, and many other people who I've heard directly, and people have told me they have expressed strong interest in returning, are happy that amnesty has been issued for them to return.
Are there also persons who are from, have you received any such applications from the UP members, any of the UP members?
Well, I think they are a political party now, right?
Yes, a political party.
Well, I mean, they are free to join the New Patriotic Party, because whatever they are doing, there is skirmishes. They are trying to mirror the New Patriotic Party. They thought that this would be a disruption, and they will create some headline about UP. What they have formed is nothing like the UP we had where we come from. It's like Moro. You know other Moros, right? Don't you? But there is no other Moro like our Moro. You understand?
I mean, there's only one Moro.
There's only one Moro.
I hear you.
Others can copy, but that's at their own pleasure.
Richard, yes. You are qualified to vote, hold positions after 2 years. NPP to suspended members. There's a Newsdesk report from today's Informer. And it says that the opposition New Patriotic Party has clarified that members who broke ranks with the party, either by contesting as independent or campaigning for candidates other than the party's preferred choice in the 2024 general elections, have no voting rights as delegates in the upcoming January 2026 presidential primaries. It explains that regardless of prior seniority or tenure, such persons, members upon their return in the party, automatically forfeit their voting rights as well as to contest for positions until after 2 years. The NPP recently issued a notice of amnesty to members suspended for engaging in various acts of indiscipline. We call them anti-party conduct or anti-party conduct. To rejoin if they so wish. However, the notice of clemency/pardon has been misconstrued to mean that those suspended could be allowed to contest for positions at all levels of the party and accordingly have voting rights once they rejoin the party. So providing clarity on the notice during the presser yesterday, the chairman of the NPP Presidential Election Committee, Joseph Osei, who is a former MP for Bekwai, pointed out that the party's constitutional rules on discipline automatically deny such members their voting rights and cannot hold previous positions unless they complete a full re-entry process. He states that the amnesty does not apply to those who voluntarily gave up their membership by working against the party's interests. You lose membership when you contest against a party candidate or when you campaign for a candidate other than the party's candidate. It's automatic. So the party's amnesty was specific that anybody who has a punishment hanging over their heads has been granted amnesty, except those who have forfeited their membership. If you have forfeited your membership, then apply. Generally, my view has been that you forfeit your membership today, and if you rejoin, you're a beginner until 2 years have elapsed. You do not qualify to compete for any position. So in the case of, say someone like Paul Afoko, who has expressed interest of becoming the next national chairman of your party. I mean, he was suspended, wasn't he? Dr. Kwame J, Sami Crab, and so on. Now, he's rejoined the party. Did he rejoin 2 years ago?
Well, he didn't rejoin. He was not suspended as a member of the party. He was, yes. So
that's a difference.
Yes. So he's still a member of the party. His membership of the party was not revoked. So, but then clarity will be brought to that matter by the committee. But I'm clear in my mind that, you know, his position is what he was suspended from.
Okay.
But as a member of the party, he was not suspended. So he doesn't fall in line with what you just read. I think what you read there is to do with people who have left the party or forfeited their membership by taking actions contrary to the interests of the party, such as contesting against the party's sanctioned candidate as MP or declaring support for a different party.
All right. I want us to look at a matter which has also been trending for the whole of this week. Since the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, held a news conference, there's been some reactions. And it has to do with some task force which was put together to look at election-related violence 2020-2024. They've come up with a report, and the minister, Sophia, basically furnished with Ghanaians the details of that report. But that report has triggered some reactions, where some people feel they've been vindicated, some people feel that they've not been fairly, you know, treated as in the account as narrated by the Interior Minister wasn't accurate. So let me start with what Hawa Kumsin, who is one of the actors as far as this matter is concerned, has been saying about this matter. And then I will also play you a video by the MP for Ewutu Senya East, that's Felix Nakoyo, who has also been reacting to Muntaka Mubarak's press conference. So the Ghanaian publisher today says Hawa Kumsin have been vindicated. That story is on page 2 of today's paper. It says, former Minister for Special Development Initiatives, Mavis Hawa Kumsin, has welcomed the Interior Minister's findings into election-related violence, saying the report has finally vindicated her from long-standing accusations of instigating the 2020 Kaswa shooting incident. In a statement, Mrs. Kumsin said the Interior Minister, Honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, disclosure that the Kaswa violence was the result of security lapses and institutional failures affirms her position since the unfortunate episode. She adds that the report, which confirmed that some 21 suspects have been identified, is an indication that clear breaches of discipline by some security officers and that of the use of firearms in certain situations was unjustified. Now, according to the former minister and the Ewutu Senya East MP, these conclusions affirm what I have consistently maintained, that the Kaswa incident was the result of security lapses and institutional failures, not the actions or instigations of any individual. Capiche? Mrs. Kumsin recalled that a personal toll the allegations has taken on her, stressing that she endured harsh and unfair public attacks after the incident. I was branded, I'm quoting her, I was branded violent, reckless, and unfit for office through sensational and misleading headlines. And she asked that the judgment was swift and painful. Today, the Interior Minister's findings have vindicated me, confirming that the violence was not directed by me, but stemmed from broader systemic failures. She noted further that the political and public backlash had even put her life at risk. The unjustified accusations and intense vilification I faced even led to my assault during the rerun of 19 polling stations in Ablekuma North, where I had gone peacefully to monitor proceedings. That experience remained one of the darkest moments of my public life, a reminder of how false narratives can destroy reputations and endanger lives, she adds. Mrs. Kumsin maintains that priority must be given to justice and national healing on the matter. While I take no delight in revisiting these painful experiences, I extend my deepest sympathies to the families of all victims of electoral violence. She signaled her full backing for recommendations in the report, including compensation for victims, enhanced police training, the use of non-lethal crowd control tools, and the discontinuation of military involvement in election crowd control operations. The former minister urged the media and political actors to act responsibly. And I'm going to end with this. Let us avoid misinformation, incitement, and divisive rhetoric. This moment calls not for blame, but for retrospection and justice and national, unity. That's Hawa Kumsin's take on this matter. Now let's listen to what Felix Nakoyo has also been saying with regards to or relative to or about the Interior Minister's press conference.
After visiting some polling stations, I decided to go home because I felt my life was in danger. So I am convinced that at the conclusion of this investigation, the truer facts will emerge. On the issue of unwillingness of persons who witnessed these acts to testify, this is entirely out of my control. There are videos to some of these attacks, and these are available for the committee to aid their work. Friends of the media, that's the unwillingness to eyewitness and victims to testify mean these documented acts of violence didn't happen. I would have waited for the investigations to conclude before speaking. But I cannot keep quiet over an inconclusive report, as clearly stated by our Honorable Minister for Interior during his press briefing. And officially, I have not given my written statement to the police yet due to the ill treatment during the 2020 election violence. Therefore, statements on the media are inaccurate and not mine. Let me end by saying that as the sitting member of the good people of Ewutu Senya East constituency, I consider myself a mother for all. I have therefore encouraged reconciliation and unity amongst all the rank and file of the party. And I would encourage the task force to stick to exactly what I told them for fairness and prosperity. I want to use this opportunity to thank the President of the Republic of Ghana for leading this investigation, to thank the Honorable Minister for Interior, Honorable Muntaka, to thank the Speaker of Parliament, the leadership of Parliament, all MPs, my regional chairman, Professor Richard Sieju, and his executives, all my constituency executives, all loved ones, and all who reached out to me on this matter. Thank you, and God bless you all.
By Trasa, who happens to be Howard Kumse's bodyguard. Atu Odum is an NDC member. Her parents are NDC people. And he's also a member of the Young Brass Band. So he was there performing his duties during the festival celebration. I just got a shocking news that without any provocation, Atu has been shot. And now Atu is in a serious condition. We don't know how he's going to make it. The youth in Kaswa are suffering. The youth in Ghana are suffering. Every day and night we wake up to one of these news. Our people killing us. We would call on the IGP to rise up. We will call on all authorities to come to the aid of the youth in Kaswa. Atu needs justice, and justice must be given to Atu.
Yeah, so that's Phyllis. Nakoyo Okuno. She's the MP for Ewutu Senya East, and yesterday she had to hold a news conference to basically react to or to respond to some statements that were made by the Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed as far as 2020 shootings or deadly shooting in that constituency is concerned. Richard, what do you make of this back and forth?
Oh, yeah, I think that your guess is as good as mine. Our Kumsin vindicated, no two ways about it. The election is lost, the MPP lost on the altar of some of these skirmishes. But she is vindicated. That's most important, and posterity will record that appropriately. And the people of the constituency would realize that indeed she was mischaracterized. She suffered an unfortunate mischaracterization, classic of the NDC propaganda machine. But today, she is vindicated, and I think that's the most important thing. But another most important thing I want to say, perhaps, is to commend the President and commend the Minister for the Interior for a rather thorough job. I was happy when I heard that, not because how I was vindicated, because I knew from the outset that she wouldn't have conducted herself in that manner. That's not the kind of person I know her to be. Her public persona that has become crystallized is actually a creation of propaganda machinery of the NDC. And so I was happy, Boro, essentially because what I know to be true was confirmed. And I really need to commend the President for allowing the space for that to be done, and the Minister for leading that process. My shock is the MP, who is a beneficiary of that unfortunate branding of Hawa Kumsin, and following this independent report by her own government and party, I expected to just let sleeping dogs lie. Coming back to say anything, give press conference about people refusing to testify and create any doubt about what has been done by her own government. I think that she's undermining her own government by speaking. Somebody close to her who advises her should just tell her to just fade into the sunset, let this thing move away. After all, she's a beneficiary of that event, and spare the family any further grief by just being quiet. At least that the family deserves. She should be respectful of their laws and just be quiet, because the report is clear. There is no equivocation in that report. Hawa did not engage in those activities that she benefited from, and if there is any respect she can accord the good people of her constituency, which she says she leads proudly, she should just be quiet and let this thing go away. Okay, she shouldn't have to resurrect this matter by trying to explain anything, because there's nothing to explain at this point.
It means that you don't believe what Nakoyo said in that presser when she said she never told the tax force that she was never attacked. We'll take a short break when we come back.
Not that aspect, where she's trying to cast doubt by saying witnesses who refuse to testify, she can't do anything about it. I'm just saying at this point, no doubt should be created. Right. The report is absolute, just let it be.
All right. So we'll take a short break. We'll return. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I can tell you that my second guest is here. Stay with us.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354. Also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Oh, Jose, and I made the SMS. Cannon Pano, Nasana, Mushiana, what me. A drain I didn't quano, Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, more benefiting. Me benefiting wine. Also, what told dear? Abrewa, the smile, our brand, me chuve. One antique a crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules. Assembia you. A devil when Amawani I say. Send your name, wife, company one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Many Chianya some dear befi, Abrebia. Obebia o de poor how no. Edroba kupa wihiane tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie uma uye obesima. Edno yi ubenya bi obebia eton robia. Kingdom Herbal. No challenger.
Wabedum time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwaya mabesisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would I die? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share Nanda Daya was mosquito call Esudu Womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Chaisima edronum and sana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA Ajatum.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toye, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Ha! Even now, your shadow the way designer.
I use my own mouth to reject him. Oh, this is my mouth. Look at that.
Kwame, my son. Now, tell me the truth. How did this all happen?
Oh, mommy, a simple dilation. Mr. Goodluck no check me way.
Yeah,
man.
Easy car. Or dial star 712 hash.
The devil is a liar.
He picked his ticket and entered his lucky 5-digit number.
I'm his birthday.
Oh, how romantic!
And he followed the prompt, yes. And then boom, confirmation test.
One quick, pick 5 numbers for me, okay? I'm feeling like 7.
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the
You see how they love you now?
Yo, baby, our family Before December, may release a motivational album. Patapa, my super.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
West Africa's soil yields global treasures. Cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. They power industries across the world. Yet for our region, the greatest value still slips away, exported raw, taking with it jobs, industries, and the promise of shared prosperity. The real question is no longer what we produce, but who captures the final reward. True prosperity lies in the value we add right here at home. That's why the 4th edition of the EBIT President's Roundtable will gather the architects of Africa's prosperity and Africa's transformation to answer one defining question. How do we finance the journey from the farm to the port? Join Dr. George Ejekum Donkor and some leading experts as EBIT leads a high-level dialogue to unlock financing, empower local industries, and turn West Africa's raw potential into industrial power. Be part of the conversation redefining our economic future, live on Metro TV, DSTV Channel 277, and EBIT platforms on November 24, 2025 at 11 a.m. EBIT President's Roundtable 2025. From the farm to the port, financing the value chains of West Africa's cash crops. My name is Anita Erskine, and it will be an honor to host you.
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. You don't want to hear the kinds of conversations we have off air. Yes. Very, very revealing conversations that we have off air, but that's not for your consumption. This one is for internal consumption. What is for public consumption, we'll let you have it. So joining us is Kojo Chumbuafo. We all know Kojo Chumbuafo. He's a stalwart of the NDC, one of the leading members, and he used to head the Free Zones at the time, was board, and then, under his stewardship was made an authority, and is still an authority as the Chief Executive Officer. And he now heads a very, very, very important organization, which is called the FIC, Financial Intelligence Center. He's here with us. Kojo, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I hope you're doing well too. And good to see you.
I'm happy to see my brother.
Aha! When Kojo calls your brother, be careful.
You see, no, he's my brother.
He's prepared to go.
But you know what?
Go hard.
My big brother Kwesi Pratt says when he says he has a small point.
That means it's a very long point. he only understands
when he
says
point. Briefly.
Yes.
But Richard is a very.
Anyway, so
I don't know whether I've let out something for which his people might destool him.
Oh,
that he's my very good friend.
No, if it's something I can detool him, please don't say it publicly.
Oh, I say he's my friend.
That
alone is bad enough.
That's fine.
Tomorrow,
when he wants
they might invite him for discipline.
We hope not. We hope not. Anyway, so Kojo, just before you came, and so I'm sure that Richard would perhaps land on a point that he started. It was about this back and forth between Muntaka Mubarak, the presser he held, and Hawa Kumsin's feeling of vindication that apparently she didn't even attack Phyllis Nakoyo, based on what Muntaka said. Now, Phyllis then hosted a news conference yesterday in Parliament where she says no, she never told the task force that looked into the 2020 and the 2024 elections that she wasn't attacked, and that the task force has misinformed or has misled Muntaka Mubarak, and so she wants the truth to be out. But all the same, she just wants sleeping dogs to lie. Let's allow bygones be bygones. She wants to reconcile the constitution. She wants to bring about reconciliation in the constituency and so on. But again, the newspaper since yesterday and today has all been about, I'm innocent, I am right, I've been vindicated, I've been made to look like a demon, I'm not a demon. I'm talking about Hawa Kumsin, and so on and so forth. And that was a conversation I was having with Richard just before you came. So I'd allow Richard to just land on this matter, and then I can bring you in. So Richard, I was asking you that so you see two strands to the issue. One which has to do with whether or not Hawa Kumsin actually orchestrated or instigated the attack on her. And also the matter about the guys who apparently died and who was responsible for their death and so on. But you say the part that you said you find interesting was that other part, isn't it? Not the part about whether it was Hawa Kumsi who led the attack or not.
Yes. Okay. I think because that has been resolved, right? The report is clear. But I was just saying that.
But she's denying that part.
Well, that's fine. I mean, she had a chance to tell that to the committee. The report of the committee is final, and it is clear that Hawa Kumsi is innocent. He's been vindicated all this while. People presume her to be some violent person. She's not. Sadly, Madame Felix MP has won the election on the basis of all this mischaracterization. So that's fine, okay? But the information that has come now is clear that she didn't misconduct herself in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And the material value of this report is that the people of the constituency now know the truth, and perhaps they would act on that truth going into 2028 to make their electoral decisions, to know that they've been misled in one way or the other by propaganda to vote for an individual to lead them. And so on that basis, I think that the MP should let sleeping dogs lie, and let's move on. Her government has come up with a report which I commended His Excellency the President for, and the Minister Muntaka Mubarak for leading such a process. So let's move on. Okay. Let's understand that that election is behind us and the truth is out. So we move on knowing that she's a beneficiary of a lie. Okay. And that's for posterity to record.
Okay. Kudu? She says Phyllis Narko is a beneficiary of lies, but for the lie she told, she wouldn't have won the seat.
You see, when I say Richard is my friend, he doesn't want me to act in a friendly manner this morning. So, Narco's people who died, did they fake their death? Are they hiding in the mortuary, pretending they are dead? You see, after the Second World War, and Richard is a good student of history, nobody has ever pinpointed Hitler as having killed anybody, or even given an order for anybody to be killed. Yet 70 million people died. 70 million. So now who goes out? At whose behest do these things happen? The stand-up. Listen, I say this from a point of view of being a friend of the MP. How many times she and her husband and her children were barricaded in their homes at Nahukosa? And if we want to talk about reports, if you go into the room where the white papers are kept, the reports are from here to the top of the ceiling. Isn't there a report on what happened to Sam George? Is that false? Right. Is that false? Did we not see videos of the civil war in Eutu Senya East? Do we not see it? Yeah. At whose behest? Why? Have we not seen Hawa Kumsi spraying pepper spray into people's eyes in somebody else's constituency? If she's spraying pepper spray into somebody's eyes in somebody else's constituency, what do you think she'll be spraying in her own constituency? So, I mean, at this point, in the famous words of Chairman to me, baby ayedrui, baby ayedrui, let's just leave it to the law enforcement agencies to deal with. But I do not want my brother Richard to sit here, look at himself in his rose-colored glasses and say that Nakoyo was a benefit of lies. How can anybody be a benefit? You see, on a larger scale, that is what you people are spreading in the bigger political context. Dr. Baumia is running around saying President Mahama won on a lie. When you yourself came out and said that you didn't have much say in what was going on in a government in which you were the number 2 man. And it's the same thing that Richard is repeating here on a smaller scale. And you see, Richard, you and I are politicians. You're a very astute politician. Don't insult the people of Ewutu Senya East. Because they had 4 years, if not more than 4, to assess our Kumsi. They had 4 years to assess the government of which you were, well, maybe not a part of, but you were the Julius Streicher of the last administration, right? You were the one who held the bully pulpit. You had the bullhorn. You were always going on and on and on. When they steal, they don't give you some, but you are still going on and on and on and on. Right? So your only saving grace is that nobody can pinpoint you with any apartment in Villaggio or the address or, you know, the envelope or the stamp or wherever. Right? Nobody, I know that nobody can say that you did that. But at the end of the day, please don't sit here and insult the electorate of Ewutu Senya West, because they know that woman. She has been their MP for about 12 years. And they knew it was time to get her gone. So whether, and I can assure you that but for her guerrilla tactics, she would have been gone in 2020. Because in 2020, she didn't win the election. Right? And we all know that a lot of overtures and a lot of machismo things can result in somebody losing an election, especially at the constituency level. But this was not one of them. Nakoyo didn't have the resources. She didn't have the men and the arms. She didn't have the money. All she had was her mouth and her organization. And that young woman has tremendous organization. And that is what she used to win the election. So, whatever, I haven't had the benefit of reading the report, but I cannot dispute that the people died, right? I cannot also dispute that there were several times when she calls the police and the police advised her not to leave her house. That was the advice. Do you not know? Moro, are you telling me you don't know what was going on? How many times did she reach out to the press? What did she get for it? Have you forgotten that she was a nursing mother when she was arrested? Do you remember? What was she arrested over? And that was under whose insistence? Was I the one who told the police to arrest her? When me myself had been arrested? Was I the one who told the police to arrest her? So I'm telling you that there was a time in this world in which apartheid was law. When Stephen Biko died in prison, there was a report that exonerated his guards. What do we know now? He was hung from a fishing wire in prison. So, Richard, Mpacho, in the famous words of Untumi,
all right, so let's move on and look at this story. Kojo, it appears that the former chief executive officer of the MPA, that's Mustafa Hamid, is in some kind of a ding-dong battle with the office of the special prosecutor. He's not been happy with some statements that have been made by the office, and he's had to describe the office as engaging in theatrics, and that a lot of the things that the office of the special prosecutor said he's done are all basically a bunch of garbage. Let me borrow your expression. That's and in fact, basically, and that they're useless. And so it's actually prompted the office to issue a statement to that effect. Yeah. And the issue just came out yesterday. In fact, Samida Kwan just sent me a copy of that statement. But before I read that, let's look at how the Daily Guide captures it for today on page 6. Now, Jibril Abdul Razak says, lawyers for former Chief Executive Officer of National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdullah Hamid, have dismissed the Office of the Special Prosecutor's claim of seizure of assets worth over 100 million cedis in connection with their client who is standing trial for alleged extortion. A statement issued by Hanifa Yahya stated emphatically, without ambiguity, that no assets or businesses belonging to or associated with our client have been identified, traced, or seized by the OSP. According to the statement, Dr. Abdul Hamid does not own any such assets, directly or indirectly, and no property worthy stated amount exist anywhere in connection with him. Now, the office has slapped Dr. Mustafa Hamid and 9 others with 54 criminal charges, accusing them of extorting a total of 291.574 million cedis and $322,407 $1,000 from bulk oil transporters and oil distributors. Now, the 7 individuals and 3 companies were initially charged with 25 counts of charges, including extortion by public officer, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and money laundering. And it gives us the names of those who are part of those who have been charged. But last Monday, the OSP indicated in a statement that it has seized and frozen more than 100 million and 100,000 worth of assets as part of an ongoing trial initiated against Dr. Mustafa Hamid and 9 others. And it says the OSP was reacting to a widely circulated video on social media which captured Dr. Hamid referring to his trial as useless. Now, the statement indicates that this case represents a major step in protecting public funds, ensuring accountability in the petroleum sector, and affirming that no public office is above the law. Now, we're told that the OSP said additional assets are under active tracing, pointing out that these actions are based on strong documentary, banking, and transaction evidence linking the proceeds to alleged offences. The statement indicates that this case represents a major step, so I've looked at that already. Now, this is what the office then of the special prosecutor then says in reaction. And it says, following a video in which the former Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, dismissed his ongoing criminal case as useless, it's important to restate the fact behind his prosecution and why the state considered the case both serious and substantial. Dr. Mustafa Hamid, the first accused, is standing trial before the Criminal High Court in Accra on several counts of serious corruption and financial crimes. These include conspiracy to commit extortion by a public officer, and it gives us all the charges that have been leveled against him. And it says, in total, Dr. Hamid is alleged to have played a leading role in the grand extortion and laundering scheme that cost the state and petroleum sector losses exceeding 291 million cedis and over $330,000. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has already seized and frozen assets valued at more than 100 million and over 100,000, with additional assets under active tracing. These actions are based on strong documentary, banking, and transaction evidence linking the proceeds to the alleged offences. This case represents a major step in protecting public funds, and it says the next court date is Thursday, 13th November 2025. Richard, what do you make of this?
Well, what was created, intended to be the office of Special Prosecutor has become.
You should have waited for him to laugh. You can't wait for him to laugh.
Has become the office of serial prosecutor. I think this thing is becoming ridiculous. Okay. In fact,
I sense regret.
Oh, no.
You don't
but
regret
I remain hopeful that that office will live up to its potential. Okay. It was for good that it was created, but we haven't seen that, Boro. you know that, and Kujo is laughing because he has seen it. You know, take nothing away from the person. Mr. Kissie Jabin, very skilled individual. I met him for the first time before his announcement. Okay, very fine gentleman. And I was very excited at the time of his selection to be, because I knew about the appointment, but before he came to the office, very fine individual. And I'm pretty sure that in his private life remains a fine gentleman. But I've never been enthused and convinced by what he's done with the office. Okay, it's one story after another, as though he's engaged an enterprise to persecute, not to prosecute. His business is to help us fight corruption. So he should be a counterbalance to the Attorney General, who is busy doing media trial. The two of them are competing, as if they are auditioning, okay, as the best spokesperson or the best media trial, whatever that they are competing for. They are not doing their job. Their job is supposed to be prosecution to hold people accountable. Prosecute people, get them sentenced, get them punished, send signal to the rest of the world and to the rest of the people in the political space that you cannot abuse state resources. You cannot abuse your offices for personal gain. Send that clear signal. That's a simple task they're supposed to do. They're supposed to act and add value, okay, to all the efforts that we're making to ensure that there is no corruption and abuse of power in the public space, so that state resources can be used judiciously to advance the interests of Ghanaians. That's their job. But can you tell me that since he came to office, has it justified the investment you have made in that office? Today, it is one case after another, and there's a big hype about this person. Oh, somebody has conducted this corruption, whatever. And then before you realize, it gets cold. It's like hot water. His cases are like hot water. The minute the issue comes, it's so hot, and you just begin to stare. Just wait for him to run around in circles for a minute, and you just see that the thing dies, and it cools down without him securing any conviction. Instead of the thing being cold, and when it hits up, then we have a conviction, none whatsoever. We started this year with some raid on Ken Ofori-Atta's house, Moro. What happened? To date, he's not charged, Ken Ofori-Atta, of anything. But he's put the man on Interpol red alerts 2 or 3 times. He's had how many press conferences about Ken Ofori-Atta already? Where are the charges? What has he done? We don't see it. So we're not interested in reading about long English and the rest. We want him to prosecute people. Simple. Him and Dr. Dominic Ayeni are just competing. I don't know if they are auditioning for any media role. Instead of being in the courtroom, they are in the media room before podiums. And incidentally, both of them wearing suit and tie on occasions when they come. For me, this thing about Dr. Mustafa Ahmed, I have been in rooms with him where conversation about this and that. So I have nothing. And if you know Mustafa Ahmed, he's a very modest person. He's your quintessential Muslim person who believes in a certain way of life that sets him apart. So from the outset, mentioning these things about him, for me, sounds ridiculous. Okay? But granted that he thinks, the special prosecutor thinks he has some evidence of anything, take it to court. What is this media back and forth? That we charge him this, we collect this from him, or that. Do it in the courtroom. What is this media? I mean, I don't understand Moro. We need expedition.
Richard, you know, this particular reason about the Office of the Special Prosecutor actually ties in quite interestingly with the press conference you held by your General Secretary, that's Justin Kofi-Ponkodia, where you have serious problems with what you believe are prejudicial comments that have been made by the Attorney General, and when he addresses the public. I don't know whether is it a case that the NPP has a problem with Ghanaians being updated with what we're doing in a fight against corruption, situated within the context of the Operation Recover or Loot? You know, is it that the problem, the NPP has a problem with Ghanaians being told what is happening, especially in the face of the enormous pressure that the government is going through? What are you doing with corruption? You said people have done A, B, C, D. What are you doing? Don't you think that it's only right and appropriate that the government, you know, comes clean with the people and updates the people on what it's doing with Operation Recover or Loot? Of course, as for the Office of the Special Prosecutor, they've been telling us time and again that this is part of their mandate to constantly update Ghanaians on what they're doing. What exactly is the problem?
No. The only place the government can come clean if it's under any pressure from Ghanaians to punish corruption, hold people accountable, is the courtroom. It's not here. It's not any press conference. I'm coming.
Them?
I'm coming. The short answer to your question is that the place to exact accountability, punishment, is the courtroom. No other place. No other place. Ghanaians should not be interested, are not interested in any of these skirmishes. Because what result do you get if you come and tell us about people who are corrupt and you haven't prosecuted them? And that's why the pressure is coming. Because you yourself have come here and convicted the people, all by yourself, Attorney General, okay, in close competition with the special prosecutor. Maybe they are trying to catch the president's eye, I don't know, right? So you do all of these things and there's no prosecution. There is no punishment. So the Ghanaian people are putting pressure on you because of your wrong tactics, because of your propaganda, because of your optic politics. That's what it is. So the pressure is not coming from Ghanaians because Ghanaians think anything or think that the government is not prosecuting corruption, but they see the government doing propaganda rather than prosecuting the supposed corrupt cases that they so much talked about in opposition.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the short answer. But Moro, if the government is committed to due process, is committed to punishing people who are deemed to have misconducted themselves, used public offices that they held for personal benefit, do you have to come and stand here and tell us, rather than go to where that will be adjudged, the wrong thing that they have done, and they consequently be punished for it? That's what they are not doing. To start with, Moro, the matter that they have collected from people, the issue they have collected from people, is not unraveling that we know that these things are not kosher. They're a bunch of garbage that they have collected, built up in a design to create a certain false sense of an MPP administration that is thoroughly corrupted. Okay, itself, in the 8 years. It's built up. So the Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General comes and says, oh, all these oral things, it is not what it appears to be. There's more to it than meet the eye. And so don't be so optimistic. Okay? Because it has trumped the things up. But go ahead and prosecute them. Now, in prosecuting people, our concern is that, one, do it in the courtroom. So if Ghanaians want to know, tell them the result. We prosecuted people in this country. There was no press conference to announce all those things. The processes, the processes as you see unfolded in a courtroom. In fact, you talk about pressure or you talk about people asking questions, journalists asking questions about the rate at which the government is moving, or the speed at which government is moving to punish people, okay, in the former NDC administration. That question was put to Akufo-Addo. And he responded by saying, yeah, that is being done. But we insist we'll do it according to the law. Grant the people all the liberties under the law so that they can defend themselves adequately. But here, our concern is that that is not being extended. So the first issue is that they are, instead of trying them in court where they can show up there and bring their own evidence, that is not being done. They are being tried in the media, which is of no consequence, except to try and paint the MPP black and dirty our name falsely. Two, where they take any step to want to bring people to account, they do so contrary to law. Okay? They, in doing so, Moro, have created two Ghanas. The one Ghana for my brother Kojo and the NDC, and then the rest, the other Ghana is for you and I, Moro. So that we, the law deals with us mercilessly, no mercy, but then as when it comes to the NDC and their associates, they are more equal than us.
Okay.
Okay? So under the law, in Ghana now, there is an even application of the law when it comes to perceived MPP people who are to answer certain questions. Then they are treated without reference to due process. Something that is wrong, something that we have mentioned, something that should not be allowed, something that should elicit the condemnation of all Ghanaians, including my brother Kojo Chukwuafo. But it's not happening, including you, Moro, but I haven't heard those from the media. Because what it is that, Moro, it is heading to a point where bad people in the future can copy that as a way of doing things. So the implication is not for the MPP today, but the implication is for Ghana, so that in the unlikely event a bad party takes power, a bad leader takes power, and begin to model after what is being done, that will signal the demise of our democracy. And we don't want that. So we want to be on record to say that the president must avert his minds to these abuses and ensure that Ghanaians are treated equally. Today, the OSP, the Attorney General, is working with the OSP to extradite Keno Furata to this country. But there's a concluded case. There's a concluded case of a member of the NDC. Madam Sedinam Tamaklo, whose case have been tried and she's been found guilty of having misconducted herself in office. How about working to extradite her? How about doing that? But that is not being done. So what we see is persecution, not prosecution. What we see is propaganda to dirty, and to discolor the good name and reputation of a political opponent, the New Patriotic Party and its members, not prosecution to hold people accountable. And that's what we are against. We want Ghanaians to have the full confidence that the constitution that the president swore to uphold, indeed is upholding it. But for so far, he is not in relation to the due process provision of our constitution, and we think that that is most unfortunate. So that's our concern. We are not against Morov. We are not against the prosecution of people who have misconducted themselves. If any such person or anybody who was part or were part of our administration in the past are seen under investigation and are deemed to have misconducted themselves, our support is that they be prosecuted, but must be done according to law.
Could you, Mustafa made matters arising.
If you indulge me, you just told me Samida Akon has sent you a list of the properties. Can you just read them out to the public?
In fact, he sent me a message about the. Let me read exactly what he sent to me.
Read out the properties, please.
Let me read exactly what Samida Akon sent to me just this morning. This is what it says. It says the office of the.
Is this something is published or
he published yesterday, and he sent me a copy of it. Yes. It says the
because I haven't seen
office of the special prosecutor. So it says following a video in which the former chief executive of the National Petroleum Authority MP, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, dismisses his ongoing criminal case as useless. It is important to restate the facts behind his prosecution and why the state considered the case both serious and substantial. Dr. Abdul Hamid, the first accused, is standing trial before the Criminal High Court in Accra on several counts of serious corruption and financial crimes, and these include 1. Conspiracy to commit extortion by a public officer jointly with 2 NPA officials accused of plotting to extort 291 million cedis and $332,000 from bulk oil transporters and oil marketing companies between December 2022 and December 2024. 2 counts of extortion by a public officer, an unlawful receipt of 24 million cedis and 230,000 cedis from oil transporters and haulage companies under the guise of official duties. 2 counts of using public office for profit, accused of abusing his office as NPA chief executive for private gain, unlawfully enriching himself with 24 million cedis and 230,000 cedis. And there's also a case of money laundering. Found to be in possession of 15,343,000 3,251 cedis, an amount disproportionate to his known legitimate income and suspected to be proceeds of crime. In total, Dr. Abdul Hamid is alleged to have played a leading role in a grand extortion and laundering scheme that caused the state and petroleum sector losses exceeding 291 million cedis and over $330,000. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has already seized and frozen assets valued at more than 100 million cedis and over $100,000, with additional assets under active tracing. These actions are based on strong documentary banking and transaction evidence linking the proceeds to the alleged offences. This case represents a major step in protecting public funds, ensuring accountability in the petroleum sector, and affirming that no public official is above the law. The seriousness of the charges and the scale of the alleged losses make this prosecution a critical test of Ghana's commitment to fighting corruption. The next court date is Thursday, 13th November. Kojo, this is exactly what he sent to me.
So is that a charge sheet you're reading?
Well, these are the issues that the state has against him. Whether that's a charge, but remember that he's in court. He's in a criminal court, so yeah. But this is not a charge sheet that's in technical.
But they keep changing it. That's what I'm asking. Keep changing the stuff.
All right. So,
okay. So
I've read
the
everything.
same Office of the Special Prosecutor has listed assets Mustafa Hamid. You see, in Mustafa Hamid's case, okay, there is a video of what Mustafa Hamid said before Akufo-Addo won elections, right? You have the video, okay?
Yeah.
So when I finish speaking, play it again for the 1,000th time. Let the public refresh their memory, lest they all forget. Now, let me tell you what the court has seized for Mustafa Hamid. The man who cried on TV that he was going to fix Ghana, inshallah. Remember that? Okay. Howard Sinotrack fuel tanker, GT 692624. Sinotrack fuel tanker, GT 670424. Sinotech fuel tanker, GT 623024. Sinotech, Sidetrack articulator head, GN 175924. Sidetrack articulator head, GN 173924. I'm talking about what has been confirmed by the court. Okay. King's Energy Filling Station, Millennium City, completed. King's Energy Filling Station, La Paz, completed. King's Energy, Opekuma, completed. King's Energy Filling Station, Dansoman, completed. Parcel of land, 0.22 acre, La Paz, Okaikwe North, Accra. Parcel of land, 0.20 acre, Odoko, Ablekuma, North, Accra. 0.43 acres, Salaga Road, to the north. Land, Kulikuli School, Tamale, underdeveloped. 1.14 acre parcel of land, Adenta, Accra. Then, if you will indulge me, this is what the court has confirmed, okay? Court has confirmed. Let me repeat that for emphasis. And then yet to be confirmed by the court. The Atlas Suite, Airport City. The address, 1 bedroom, Roman Ridge. The address, studio type, Roman Ridge. The address, studio apartment, Roman Ridge. The Bantry, 1 bedroom, airport residential area. Beyond residence, Roman Ridge, completed. The Monarch, 1 bedroom deluxe, completed on Drake Avenue. The Monarch, 1 bedroom deluxe, Drake Avenue, completed. The Monarch, 1 bedroom deluxe. I'm not recurring, this is not 0.333, different properties I'm talking about. I haven't lost my speech or my train of thought. The Signature Apartment, 10 Boundary Road, and on and on and on. So, Richard, let me give you a piece of advice coming from me to you as a friend who deeply agonized when you had that accident on the Kumasi Road. If I were you, I wouldn't be defending any of this. I have talked to you about what the court has confirmed. That's not under dispute. You can dispute what the court hasn't confirmed. You see, throughout all the changing scenes of our life in this country.
Before you proceed with that, Kojo, sorry. Are these properties Mustafa Hamid's properties?
What the court has confirmed, what do you think? What the court, are they mine? Or is it for Richard?
Really?
When the court confirms that the property belongs to you, what are you saying?
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. You should go to law school.
I probably should.
Law school, go to law school.
I probably should.
You see?
Throughout the changing seas of time, yeah.
Richard, I was in deep agony when you had that issue because you were on your way to mount yet another defense of a moribund, corrupt government. Okay? Manifestly corrupt, inherently corrupt to the bone. Listen, before this government came to power, I used to tell you they were a band of brigands and buccaneers. Was I right or was I wrong? Because I told you I knew them. They were members of my family. I told you. Was I right or was I wrong? For which reason I suffered so much opprobrium over 8 years. Richard, I have a picture. I'll show it to you. In 2019, my son, your nephew Rahim, came to me at Christmas time. And he said to me that he realized that I was under a lot of pressure. That's a 6-year-old talking. So he didn't want any presents. All he wanted was a Christmas tree. I have that picture. You know, when you talk about persecution, do you know how many times I was arrested? But no, whoa. The reason why I'm saying it, I don't pretend you don't know, because you do.
I'm just saying that we shouldn't continue if there was...
That is their usual excuse. Richard, I'm the only new employee at FIC. Raymond is the only new employee at Yoko. Charles Kipo is the only new employee at Enakugo, on and on and on. What has changed? What you used to do there, have we taken NDC people to that place and you moved everybody who was there? You know, I went to Yoko under my current circumstances. The gentleman at the reception, in a very jovial manner, told me, hey, Mr. Boafo, your seat is empty. Because there was a special place in the corner there where I used to sit when I was summoned there. On my 50th birthday, you people put me in a spot of bother because Dr. Randy Abe innocuously posted my picture that I was 50 years old today. You know what happened? Within 30 minutes, I had a call that they wanted me at Yoko. So I went to sit at Yoko from 9 o'clock to 6 p.m. Wow. And then they told me that they didn't want me. You are talking about persecution. Persecution? Richard, you should be upset that you fell into a pothole and had an accident because somebody has stolen money that should have been used to fix that road. We are in a country where we have not been able to put a first-class road between our two major cities. And we are sitting here.
So that's your arrest?
Oh, you have that video too. I was arrested when I arrived in this country, Kotoka International Airport. The people who arrested me on arrival, they are still there. They are still there. Are you talking about persecution?
Which year was this?
Oh, sometime there.
Why are you making emotional?
No, I'm not emotional. Listen,
no, I'm talking about showing.
I have gotten past my pain. I've gotten past being personal. In fact, that has taught me that I don't want anybody to go through what me and some of my colleagues went through. I do not want anybody in this country to go through the experience. You see, me, as a person, I can take it. Why? If you kill me, you've killed me. Eh? Assuming that all you put me through ends my life. I'm gone. But what about my family? What about that 6-year-old who realized that his father was under duress and all he wanted was a Christmas tree? And you're sitting here talking about this guy who wanted to sanitize Ghana and now has a raft of Sinotrax apartments. I mean, he is such an equal opportunity offender. He has property all over Ghana. From Tamale to La Paz. He might as well have gone to Achimota School from Gambaga to Accra. Right? During the time that they were chasing me, did anybody tell you I bought a block? Huh? Did you hear that I had bought a single cement block? You see, some of the disgusting things that you people did. Dr. Spiogabra. Dr. Spiogabra has been a minister in this country since the 1980s. He was ambassador to the US. Dr. Spiogabra was instrumental in bringing the first US president to visit this country to this country. And yet, you people had the cojones to drag that senior citizen to Iyoko and chase him over a charity that he had for kids with disabled learning. How despicable can you be? And then you sit there and you are talking about trial by media. So the public who paid Dr. Ayini, he shouldn't tell them what he's doing. Because you people come out and say the man is not doing anything. And then he's telling the public what he's doing. Why are you complaining? What are you complaining about? I expected you, my brother, to come out here and say that what Dr. Ayini is saying is not true. But what you are saying is that he is trying people by media. Right? What the OSP is saying, is it true or is it a lie? Moro, you know why by a preponderance you should believe what the OSP is saying? The OSP has never come out and said Richard has stolen anything. Am I lying?
Right.
Because he hasn't stolen anything. When they were stealing, they didn't give him some. Probably because of where he comes from. But they didn't give him some. Oh, my money be. Right? And he continues to soldier on. And you know what? In the distant future, when they come to power, they will give him a letterhead and ask him to keep protesting that he hasn't been giving anything. Right? Whilst those belong, go and steal. Moro, take it from me when I tell you that there's more coming. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What the All Africa Games probes will reveal will shock everybody right down to their underpants if you are wearing any. If you are not wearing any, then you have a problem.
Could you
take it from me? I am telling you, without prejudicing anything. I said the All Africa Games probe, I am predicting, like a lotto forecaster, that what will happen will shock you. And Richard, there must be a point where some of you who may have had the greatest of intention, and that includes Dr. Bawumia himself, if he says he was only in a planke and he wasn't holding the steer, so come out and question some of these things. PDS hasn't come yet. PDS, it hasn't come yet. Okay? So, when you want to talk about persecution, did you ever hear from Alex Mood? You know how many times he was arrested? you know why I mentioned his name? Alex Mould was the NPA boss. Yeah. Before he went to GMPC. Has anybody heard that he stole anything? Have you seen Alex Mould's track? Big bro, if you are watching, if you have a track, please forward the number to me and let me tell them that you have tracks. Look, Richard, the administration for which you were a part of were laced with a bevy of criminals. And every time you go to a hospital and you do not get the kind of treatment you need, you should blame one of those people. Whenever you fall into a pothole and you should go and do alignment or change your tires, blame them. Whenever your wards return from school education free, blame them. You are talking about we are using propaganda to govern the country. Free SHS. What was it? You people knew by Hansard that the free SHS had already started under John Mahama. We didn't crow about it. Kenneth Ofori-Atta went to court, went to parliament and admitted that he was looking for money. He wanted money to pay for the free SHS cost from the preceding year. Up to today, you don't even have the humility to accept it. Why did President Akufo-Addo, you see, why did President Akufo-Addo institute a probe into SML? Was it John Mahama who instituted the probe? The KPMG probe into SML. Have you read it? That one was John Mahama. That one was tribal media. Akunta Mining. Abu Jinapo is not NDC. Well, he was NDC. Before Dr. Free converted him to the wrong religion. Right? He was. His brother, John Abdullahi Jinapo, is the current energy minister. It is not John Abdullahi Jinapo who told the Ghanaian public that Wontumi was doing illegal mining. It was Abu Jinapo. Am I lying? Under whose administration was it?
He didn't say that.
Oh,
he didn't say that.
Could you once at it?
Baby, I agree.
Could you once at it?
Baby, I agree.
You know when you were taking us for a list of properties allegedly owned by Mustafa Hamid, and I asked you whether indeed you could actually confirm if the courts actually said he owns this properties, list of properties, and you said, look, you said you talked about go to law school and so on. You know, I asked that question because when you started your commentary, someone actually sent me a statement which has been issued by Hay Partners at Law. Right? Hey, Partners at Law. Legal no, please.
Let me tell you. Before you go further, yes. Before you go further, when you have a good lawyer,
yes,
he can defend anything. That's what lawyers are.
Yeah, no problem. Let's hear from them.
Okay.
Let's hear.
Let him finish because I have something to say about that. So let him finish so you can read that.
So the statement here says, it says, RE, news release, RE, this was just yesterday. Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid does not own, partly own, connected or linked to any of the assets published by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. It says, we remain counsel for Dr. And I'm going to read. I'm just to take just.
So I was waiting for you to let him finish.
Oh, you have
so you can come in. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
now we remain counsel for Dr. Mustafa Hamid in the case of the Republic vs. Dr. Mustafa Hamid and 9 others, currently under investigations and prosecution by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Our attention has once again been drawn to a publication on the official Facebook page of the OSP purporting to list assets allegedly traced or linked to the above-mentioned case. Predictably, and consistent with the OSP's regrettable pattern of trial by publicity, this publication appears deliberately crafted to create public confusion and unjustly associate our client with assets he has absolutely no connection to. We wish to state categorically and without qualification that Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid neither owns, partly owns, controls, nor has any form of interest, connection, or linkage whatsoever to any of the assets published by the OSP. None of the assets listed can, by any stretch of evidence or logic, be traced to or associated with them. It is telling that the OSP, despite repeated public pronouncement and social media publications, has not once been able to clearly or directly assert that these assets belong to Dr. Abdul Hamid. This silence speaks volumes and exposes the publication for what is a sensational diversion armored from fact or evidence. Now, we challenge the OSP to act with transparency by identifying the true owners of the assets he has published and to desist from the convenient practice of cloaking ambiguity in the name of the Republic versus Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others, merely to create false impressions. We take the pain to remind the special prosecutor once again that his statutory duties demand candor, restraint, and professionalism, not publicity stunts or speculative storytelling, not to engage in media theatrics or to substantiate evidence with innuendos. Now, to persist in this path is to erode public confidence in an office that was once expected to rise above petty politicking and perform its statutory mandate with honesty. Our client will not be the scapegoat of such theatrics. Should the OSP remain on this course, we shall not hesitate to respond appropriately both in court of law and court of public opinion. We therefore reiterate in the clearest terms that none of the assets or businesses published by the OSP, whether on social media or elsewhere, belong to, are owned by, or are in any way connected to Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. And there's a name here, Hanifa Yahya Esquire, for Hay and Partners at Law. So now you understand why Mustafa says the matter is a useless one.
Hanifa, good morning. If you are watching, good morning. I hope you are doing well.
So is that?
I know Hanifa. No, I'm not done.
Okay.
I know Hanifa.
Almost
she's a great. That's why I'm telling you.
Oh, you know Hanifa?
I know her. She's a great lawyer. Yes. One of the brightest female lawyers we have in this country. Listen, I went to Achimota School, so you see, but for the Okatems and Mentramet, what Hay and Partners should do is to go and dispute what the court has said belongs to him, because this is a statement that is tantamount to defying what the court is saying. So go and appeal it. This is what the court is saying. That's why I told you that the OSP has differentiated what is yet to be confirmed and what has been confirmed. So let's take what has been confirmed, and I will not go through what has been confirmed. They should go and dispute it in court. But I am talking about a pattern. Akunta mining. It was Abu Jinapo who confirmed to the public that one to me was mining illegally in a protected space, right? It was Abu Jinapo. It wasn't John Jinapo. It wasn't John Mahama. It wasn't Kojo Chungwapo. It wasn't OSP. It wasn't AG, my big brother, Dr. Yini. So Dr. Yini, in the spirit of government existing in a continuum, carried out that investigation. As we speak today, the fourth accused, who was the general manager of Akunta Mining, has come out and said he is going to turn state's evidence, and he has said that one to me was mining in a protected forest. So who am I, or who is any of us to say that what the man is saying is not true? You know what he said? He said that when Richard and his friends in low places, were going to sit on the floor at Yoko, burning holes in their trousers because of the heat on the asphalt. They were saying free Chemaun to me, nobody mentioned him. So he too has a family. He needs to save his family. At the end of the day, let us worry about what is important. My last point is that, Richard, one of the profoundest memories I have as a child was my uncle giving me an ACP reader. The ACP readers were comics, right? And the term, the heading of the comic was Little Leopards Become Big Leopards, and Big Leopards Kill. The story is about a hunter who goes on a hunt, shoots the mother of a little leopard, and thinks that the little leopard is too little to be killed, so he brought it home to play with his children. As the little leopard grows, playing with the children, what he forgot that etched in the little leopard's memory is photographic consequence of what happened when the hunter shot its mother. So long story short, when he grew up, one day whilst the hunter had gone back on the hunt, right? One of the little children got hurt, and in trying to sympathize or console the child, it leaked the blood. Then all of a sudden, the leopard realized that it's a carnivore. You people brought the OSP into existence. You brought, first of all, you brought one to come and nail Muhammad, right? And then he declared your president as the most corrupt, singularly the most corrupt human being this country has ever seen. I had told you people before then, right? I told you people that the Akufo-Addo will completely destroy this country, and he presto. Was I right or was I wrong? Where are your pensions? Eh? Where are your pensions? Okay. DDEP.
All right.
Right.
Let's take a breather.
You took an attempt to embarrass the Lion of Bole, the gentle lion, President John Mahama. And now, you people are sitting on social media saying that Kissi Agyabin went to wear pink lace, now he's wearing three-piece suit. Who gave him the three-piece suit? Was it me?
Who said that?
Go on X. I don't want to mention the name of the person who put it there. One of your communicators, the communicators under you. Right? They said Kissi Agyabin was wearing pink lace. Yes, to put the photo there of Kissi Agyabin wearing pink lace. What has pink lace got to do with three-piece suit? Kissi Agyabin, was he not Gabi's lawyer? Was he my lawyer?
That's your conclusion.
No, was he my lawyer? Who put him there? Eh? Who put him there? Did you make Beatrice Annan and the OSP? Why did you put Kissi Agyabin there?
Which Beatrice Annan?
Beatrice Annan, my lawyer. Did you put it there?
Oh, Beatrice, your lawyer.
Okay. You don't know. Did you put it there? Why did you put Kissi Agyabin there? To go and nail more NDC people. So, little leopards become big leopards, and big leopards eat. The OSP is eating you. Keep quiet, pack her up, and expect it, because it will come like a wet, damn, sloppy kiss. Eh? When we were kids, during the time, you remember the times when we didn't have plastic injections? Yeah. Remember when the injection was not plastic and they were throwing it away? When you go to the, you have malaria, they tell you go to the injection room. You see the nurse with the long steel thing with the pin, and then a little bit of the thing comes out. It said, "Butuho na yawa upani." Butuho. OSP be one pani.
Until me person manager we want me pani. So let's take a break. Let's take a break. We'll tell.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Start your Kids Day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future.
Sunko crane bremo. Now the 20 animal with me Japan me de bremo. And no any some spices. Some spices in here. And we wow no bebreo. Various flavors. Ubenya a yako. Ubenya nemchi. You do good jollof woman and we get dead. Ubenya ye do kun. You do good for you. Ho na ko pebito. Na Emma with Piane. And yet dead. Unyaminia. Young con your competition for Eka.
Download your communication. You all enjoy Uduba. That's some spices. One in the essence of time. I'm going to get it. Some spices in a sabi. Daddy so say. Some spices. Some spices. Nyama chicken.
Some spices.
In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Bebre.
Some spices. Yes, Saka.
FDRJ Jadien Kratuatum.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Freddy Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Freddy once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the action. Me didn't sasso spray. Mr. Freddy sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kuntomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa.
Oh, you right. And you move. Give us GC mixture and then capsules. Ah, you num boom. And what's some na more kana? A bois and ma and a memenina. Ne ma ba ye obesima. Na bear must why ye bear messima. Ya, we the bois. I'm a neck giant sour the shelly bottom. No, when you never need to say you or you chop one. GC mixture and capsule.
A painful battle, one more menu for one and Quadawi if you do
my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man swing, and a sasso mama hotel so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm here with Mr. Kojo Chumbuafo. He's the head of the FIC, Financial Intelligence Center, and also Richard Ahiagba, Director of Communications for the MPP. Kojo, no, sorry, I think it was Richard who was just about to. Richard, you have something to say again? Or we should make progress?
Just a small protest. I just see scrolling under your screen there. Okay. And you spell our party's name with small letters. Oh, so I can just tell your people to correct that.
Please make it.
But it should be spelled with small
capital. Please make it capital.
It should be spelled with small letters.
Capital and
they're micro minority.
Capital P, capital P.
Headed by Osahini.
It's English.
Headed by Osahini.
It's English, and they had to do the.
My grammar is poor.
So online, please. Let's make it capital.
Bro.
He's just protesting. So
micro minority. Headed by Osahini.
Could you and Robin it in? Oh wow!
I know.
Captain of the Lilliputians.
I tell you that,
Coach.
This is vintage Kojo, and but let me just respond to one or two things. The New Patriotic Party, unequivocally, is against corruption and any act of corruption. As a party, we are against it. We are not for. We will not defend people who, for purposes of serving the state, have misconducted themselves, have abused office for personal gain. The New Patriotic Party, it's not our tradition, it's not our idea, it's not our objective, it is not what we exist to do to defend that.
Right.
So let it be stated very unambiguously that is not what we are saying when we say that the Attorney General, the OSP, should, instead of coming to the media, seek attention in court rather than seeking notice at the podium. Okay? Number two, on the matter of Dr. Abdul Hamid Mustafa and the issues and the things or the items that Kojo mentioned, these are, as far as I know, I don't know, Kojo probably has an advanced information, but I don't know that a court has admitted any of those things as having been assets.
It's on the OSP statement. Unless the OSP,
but the OSP is lying. But
the OSP cannot lie about what a court has confirmed. That is sacrilege.
But we're saying that at present, there's a counter statement that is very clear, incontrovertible in its language.
The OSP brought out that confirmed properties that have been seized by the court.
But the OSP,
in response to that statement from the court,
I'm just saying that
the lawyers came out yesterday.
No problem.
Not today.
No problem. But I'm saying that the OSP has changed his position on this Mustafa Hamid matter several times, I'm aware. It says it's one thing and changes charges and up and down. Things have not been straight. Now, the fact that the lawyers for Dr. Hamid have responded to that claim that there are some assets linked to Dr. Hamid cannot be disputed here. It has to be disputed in court. Based on what you are saying, if indeed the matter was relating to those properties, is admitted by a court, giving some evidence that indeed is linked to him, I don't think his lawyers will come here and contradict that. Moro.
Okay.
So they are both in court. Right. They are in court. So they have knowledge about what the proceedings are. And so if a court has admitted and they fail to submit evidence to disprove what the special prosecutor alleges, and the court accepts that as fact, they won't come and issue a statement to disprove it. So at this present time, what the special prosecutor has said cannot be taken as fact.
Okay.
And Moro, wait, you can't run away like that.
Because I'm fair for stealing nothing.
Oh no, but yeah, democracy
you can be
gives
charged
us
for stealing nothing. There are many innocent people in jail. You know that. So you go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Well, in this present environment where there are
also
two
because OSP are shaping clays.
Moro, in the environment where we have two categories of citizens, what he's saying is not unimaginable. It can be done.
Did the category change since? I think the category of citizenry has changed since January 7th. The hunters have become the hunters.
There were one category of citizens which were all citizens.
You see,
but under you, we have the NDC citizens.
Let me go back to an African literary legend who said that when the lion begins to tell a story, tales of the hunt will be taken differently. It has always been told from the point of view of the hunter. Now the hunter is hunted.
Interestingly, the hunter has not told any story.
Now the hunter is wearing pink.
The lion story. The lion story.
Now the hunted are wearing pink clothes.
No problem. So Kojo says that what has changed, Moro, that since he's come, what has changed? That he's the only new employee at FIC. Ioko, one employee new. So essentially, nothing has changed. But Moro, everything has changed. Completely, everything has changed.
Okay.
This is not a Ghana we used to know, where you were equal before the law, I was equal before the law, he was equal before the law. Now, some are more equal under the law than others. Leadership, Moro, is cause. Everything is effect. That's what has changed. The kind of leadership we are getting is what is creating this uneven application of the law. So, Kojo, that's what has changed.
Okay.
And my view, humbly, is that if the special prosecutor would stop this media effort and do this business in court. Because what issuance is giving, we don't need. Moro, allow me. No, don't just say that. Because you have said a lot of things. And you see, I have plenty of notes. So let me just
made
go
that point.
No, but
refrain from media trial.
No problem. But the point I am, because that is the heart of the matter.
You are trying me in the media.
No, I'm coming. Moro, but for that, Kojo will not be that emphatic. Okay, there is a problem created in the country now where these individuals are deemed already to have committed those crimes. So if we are mentioning that, it ought to stop. That's why we are mentioning it. There is nothing more to say besides that.
Okay.
So the idea is that we must make sure that the law is applied equally. And the Attorney General and Special Prosecutor, if they stop this media trial, attention can be focused on the prosecution effort to be able to hold people accountable. So Richard, that people are not held in the court of public opinion as being guilty when they have not committed any crime. Have not committed any crime.
I get the point. This conversation is very important. So I'm sure your producers will indulge us. You see, Richard, your counter to the facts I laid bare was that we can't go on like that. Let's just assume it is true.
You didn't let me finish. I mean, could you start the whole conversation?
No. I'm not. Listen, Richard. You and I can listen. You and I can have a conversation. We are not adversaries.
He's your brother, remember?
We are not adversaries. Okay.
Moro, am I being
we both
treated
ran away
differently?
from America and came back.
When is that? You can.
We are not adversaries.
Yeah, please.
You see, listen, Richard. Let's just assume that what you are saying is true, and let me indulge you that for a moment. That yet to me impossible. 2 days ago, Sampain was sitting on a Ekosi saying, and he said that when MPP comes to power, they will have Yoko in every district. Sampain.
But Bakoyo,
the Deputy General Secretary of Galamsey Republic, that's Sampain.
No, Kojo, you know, right? Moro, I made that point, Kojo, just respectfully. You know, I made that point that in the unlikely event a bad person takes office, these have become precedent.
A bad person has already taken office.
No. I'm just saying, just get a point.
So that precedent has already been set.
No, but I'm saying that
your administration was so bad that the vice president said he had no hand in anything that was going on.
Hold on. That's a separate conversation. But the point I am saying is that you are charting a certain path, and what Sampain is saying, and I understand him to be saying, is that becomes a model for others to copy. That's the substance of what he's saying.
Sampain does not speak with substance. He's not like you. I am saying, why? Do you know him what I mean?
Oh no. But the
I
point,
said
the
he
point
was
is
sitting on Asempa, running his mouth. Please, you haven't listened to what he said. I listened, and I am telling you what he said.
I know Sampain. Okay?
Right?
What he's saying, you literally want to take it. But I'm saying the substance, the import.
What you are doing is what you do best. You are cleaning it up.
Oh no! I'm saying that there's a literal understanding of what somebody says.
You are doing a softer version.
Remember when something was said here?
You are doing a softer version of Mr. Lomoto right here.
You remember when we said something? Maybe I should just say when we said in describing something, we said, you were careful to say that. Was there any pun intended in that? Because you don't want to take him literally. Okay, so you cannot take Sampain literally on what he said. The import of what he's saying is that what path you are charting could influence other people tomorrow.
Just say I'm not.
So stop it. That's what he's saying.
Richard, Miko school nuna mitieu. So will I be wrong in taking it literally rather than figuratively?
But what is the best?
Miko school na mabon. Okay, you can ask my mate. I said Miko school nuna mabon. Tembiana mewe. So I'm taking it literally.
No problem. So here we are calling your attention. Say, don't take it literally. Take it based on.
That's Mr. Lomote's Insianemu right there. Cleaning it up. Continue cleaning it up.
So Boro. So the danger, okay, in all of this thing, again to reinforce the position. You see, Kojo was very emphatic and saying they were bad people. They have corrupted themselves, and I told you they're a bunch of this, a bunch of that. It's simply because of what the Attorney General is doing.
Oh, so, but I said it years ago. I said it, Dr. Yini didn't come back from Stanford.
No problem. I'm just saying that.
When I said it, Dr. Yini was still studying Stanford.
But so let's borrow what you have just introduced. Baby Ayedri. There's no evidence. There is no evidence to substantiate what Dr. Ayine is putting out. There's no evidence to substantiate what the special prosecutor has put out. The only forum for that is the court. But that has not been done. But somehow, Kojo believes that without recourse to any other.
Speaking about substance, proof, evidence, etc. There's somebody who sent a message. The person's identity I would not reveal for very good reasons. But the person says it's about two people, said they're confused about something. Now, the person wants to know if the OSP statement said that the seized money and the asset actually belonged to Dr. Mustafa Hamid, because remember there are 9 other accused people in the NPA matter. So, and of course with 3 companies involved. So the person wants to be sure. Did the OSP say that these seized assets actually belong to Dr. Mustafa Hamid, or belongs to some other persons.
Well, from what you read,
Yeah. You have his phone number.
But from what you read, they are intending to link those to Dr. Hamid, which is the reason his lawyers issued that statement.
I mean, the
to be clear,
statement that the OSP made is implicit. It was a response.
It should be explicit.
It was a response.
It should be explicit.
To, quote,
it should be
it was a response to Dr. Hamid's observation when he came out of court. It was a response. So what do you want them to tell you?
No problem.
No,
so that's a clear message.
No, actually,
it has nothing to do with it.
Actually, Kojo, you remember when the OSP made those comments about seizure of assets and so on? It was in the aftermath of that comment that when Mustafa Hamid was going to court to solidarize with Wontumi, and I think it was the 1957 guys, the online. I think one of them ran into him and said what he makes of what the OSP has said, and he said, "Oh, there's nothing, it is useless." And when he said the thing was useless, the Sami Danko, who is the head of strategy and research and communications, came out to say, "Oh, why would you say useless when nobody has actually even mentioned that the seized properties actually belong to you or not?" In fact, if you read Sami Danko's statement on Facebook, his write-up on Facebook, he was asking the public to be meticulous, okay, and not to take comments out of context, and that the statement that the OSP said or made in that presser was not in specific reference to anybody. He just said some assets have been seized. Whether it belongs to Party A or Party B or Party C, he didn't state. And that when they get to court, we'll get to know who owns those assets and who does not. Do you get the point I'm making, Kojo? So to proceed from there to basically align or to link those assets to one particular individual may not be factually accurate. But whatever it is, the fact is that those comments were made, that some person's assets have been seized, and these are the assets that have been seized. Whether it belongs to Mustafa or not, it's not very clear. It hasn't been made very explicit. But whatever it is, let's make some progress.
So that's the problem.
Let's make some progress.
They should be quiet and do this in court. This whole media thing is confusing everybody.
Richard.
So let's go on.
When I was being persecuted, it didn't take 30 minutes after I've been discharged from the cells, and there will be a publication in Daily Guide.
Okay. All right.
That Chumbwafo has stolen. He has been arrested.
But that's media. That's
all
not
right.
the Attorney General. That's not the Attorney General giving the press conference.
Oh, please.
That's the media.
So Ihoko should leak information about suspects. Which one is worse?
Oh, but media was there.
Which one is worse?
So let me do
the
this.
media are in Ihoko. You see, listen. I've told you people that this man doesn't know what persecution is because you haven't been called. So you keep saying keep accusing the OSP. When they call you, you will know what it means.
All right.
Because you haven't been there before.
Is that a threat or something?
No, but okay. Why would I tell you? I'm just saying that, you see, Moro, the man is completely oblivious to what happens when you are under jeopardy.
But the thing about it, Kojo, should citizens be subjected to that in a democracy?
Let's make progress.
Under democracy, there should be investigation.
No, I'm saying that they shouldn't. They are right.
Richard,
no, I'm just saying that. Look, when wrong things
young
done,
people in this country were arrested for demonstrating. As soon as they got to court, they were thrown in jail.
No, I don't disagree.
Don't disagree because it happened.
What I'm saying,
right?
I'm telling
the Attorney General's office. I'm listening to you. What you are trying to do?
You are taking me literal again. The point I am making is that
we should go and hire a druid, right? We should go and hire a asterisk druid, we should decipher, or we should hire a prophet.
Let's bring in the public. About just too many messages. Let me read a few. So McLean from Sefiu also sends a message that the NDC both overtly and covertly appear determined to persecute members of the MPP in a calculated attempt to tarnish the image of the party. No government that claims to be genuinely committed to fighting corruption would hurriedly file a nolle prosequi to release the NDC members who were standing trial for causing serious financial loss to the state. Now, these developments are nothing but deliberate efforts to appease NDC supporters and to create a false sense of accountability, while in reality shielding their own and unfairly targeting political opponents. Now, this one here. Okay. So Ilyasu from Tamale Elias from Tamale says that, good morning, Moro. Knowing the person, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, I can say without fear of doubt that the charges against him are fictitious and the imagination of the accusers. He has lived an enviable record as an untainted public servant. The USP must refrain from the media prosecution and make their case in court. This is one Mustafa who's not motivated by monetary or material things. This is one person who returns change from campaign cash much to the dismay of others. He has good morals and taught many Ghanaians with morality. If we have no reward for him, let's not destroy him with this persecution. I salute. Musa Abatwa in Asawasi says, it's becoming increasingly worrying how the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been slow in handling prosecutions. It's clearly explicit that some individuals have squandered taxpayers' money while in office, yet justice seems to be crawling. The Ken Oforiatta issue, for instance, remains one mystery. I still can't understand why the OSP has failed to charge him despite the glaring evidence before him. Warm regards to the elderly statesman Dada Ato Ahoy. Mansa Musa from the UK, he's a journalist based in a UK-based journalist. He says that tomorrow, this morning, what a team you've assembled. Kojo Chumbuafu, Richard Ahiagba, and yourself, Captain Moro. I'm loving it. As for my good friend and sparring mate, Richard Ahiagba, I've told him that he's the wrong crowd. He should come join us in the Kwame Nkrumah party. NPP isn't good for him. Good morning and have a pleasant incident-free weekend from Mansa Musa. He says that message. CPP. And
doesn't take advice.
Oh, you know Loratu Musa Saka?
Yeah.
Oh, she sent me a very beautiful picture of Kojo Chumbuafu. and also Ntien Twaso Sa. It's a very beautiful picture. I'm sure Annie will put it up. Charlie, they're not young, right?
Stop following me everywhere.
Wow.
Your people don't like that. You follow me everywhere. Your people, they won't like that. You.
So Kwame says that they are property seized in relation to the investigation on the MPA matter. My understanding is that they are properties belonging to the suspects in the matter, which include Mustafa Hamid. They may all not be his. But the OSP is also a record to have said he was blocked by state institutions under the MPP, but now he's getting cooperation from all agencies, including Chumbuafu's office. Now, Hanan sends a message, says, of what relevance are these disclosures by the OSP? Which of them belongs to Sheikh Mustafa? What has happened to the popular cliche of innocent until proven guilty? Didn't the OSP seize and freeze accounts of Sisla Rapa? What was the final outcome? One of the staff of MPA in the case has been a director at the MPA since 2007-2008 until his interdiction early this year. The gentleman has been the brain behind the setting up of a lot of the technical departments. He has been technical head and a de facto deputy CEO between 2009 and 2016. I dare say he was the best technical person until his interdiction. Before joining the MPA, he was an active player within the industry. The gentleman has a combined experience within the industry of over 30 years, both as a player and as a regulator. Is the OSP suggesting that such a person couldn't own an asset until Sheikh became the CEO? It is possible the man might have done something wrong or otherwise, but it's the public the right place for this discussion. Sadly, we're chipping away the flavor of our democracy with these public prosecutions. The OSP is hurting the government, but it is too soon for them to realize. And he says, by law, when an accused person pleads, when an accused person pleads not guilty to charges before a court, he is in no many words saying there's no case to answer. In other words, the case is useless. Now this one, Elias, you're back. Okay, so I guess it's almost the same message that you sent. Okay, now no, we've been given 20 more minutes, which we're grateful to management. And also Peter T from Shukura says that Richard Ahiagba must stop the discriminating comparison. In Madame Sedina Tamaklo's case, if there should be an arrest or any extradition on her, it should have been the MPP regime. Ahiagba should stop the wrong accusations and the politically motivated blame game. If I were Mr. Ahiagba and MPP cronies, I would cease criticizing John Mohammed's presidency. Mustafa, who uttered that John Mohammed's administration then was muddy, depraved and so dirty that they need rescue this country. Where is he today? The hypocrisy in MPP political fraternity must stop. Ghanaians want to see good governance and good leadership being demonstrated by the government and John Dramani Mahama. And then also, so Prosper Ashikwe from Asalam Down says that I don't have that locus or weight to advise my senior brother Kojo, who I have a lot of respect for, and considering what he went through under MPP coupled with his emotions, I'd like to respectfully advise that he limits media engagement because of the sensitive nature of the current office. The citizens are looking to current leadership for the recovery of stolen monies. Let's focus. Cheers. Now, this one here from... Okay, so Richard... Okay, Prosper, yeah? Okay.
Prosper. Since I came to sit here,
right,
I've not spoken about a single thing under my ambit. So please, I may not be as smart as you.
No, I think he didn't mean any harm.
No.
He didn't mean any harm.
You see, because these are false impressions. Where I am, a certain vehicle took me there.
But
so
he didn't
I'm
mean
here.
any
No,
harm.
hold on.
Yeah, he didn't mean
I'm
any harm.
here as an aplanque for that vehicle. I may not be the driver, but if there's no mate, nobody will know who should drop at Fadama Junction, who should drop at Kaneshi last stop. So I am here as a political pundit. I have not mentioned anything that is under my ambit at FIC. I've told you people that when I was in Achimota School, I wasn't that smart. Okay? But at least I know some smart people.
Right.
So I learn from them. Okay. The reason why I am here is that this station has called me to be a political pundit. That is how I got to. You see, no. Let me give him a piece of advice. The reason why governments lose power is exactly what he said. So everybody is in a sensitive position. So they leave people like Richard to come and tell you that what Dr. Ayini is doing is wrong. And you know what?
But you haven't
Your
proved,
program, wait,
you haven't proved
this
that what
program
is right.
is the most watched morning program in this country, not just this country and beyond. Am I like, look, I know people in London who wake up and religiously, several of them are watching right now. I can give you names. So you spread the kerfuffle, right? And in 4 years' time, Baumia will be smelling of roses. That's what he's here to do.
Okay, so let me read the other messages that have come through. So this one here. So you know Rosemont Obeng?
Yes.
The lady who was with you before. She just sent a message. She's actually watching the show, and she says that
tell her to come home.
She said she's advising MPP to subject themselves to a group counselling in order to address internal challenges to reform the party following their humiliating defeat. And she said that's her advice to you.
Tell her we are building.
Okay.
The
we
people
don't
of
need
Ghana.
any group counseling
Listen.
at all.
The people of Ghana have made President Mahama the single individual who has won elections with the largest margin ever in the history of our country. And you are still sitting here and you are saying,
Kojo, time.
Resign.
Time.
Okay. So,
time.
It's
You
okay.
know time,
It's okay.
right?
Okay. Thank you. You said it's okay. So let's move on. So Kojo,
let me leave you. It's okay.
let me read.
Before 2024,
yes,
there was 2016. Okay, so time.
All right. Okay. So gentlemen, let's just give a minute.
So don't worry.
He's listening. He's
waiting. A planking better Rolls Royce.
Time.
So Kojo and Richard. Apparently, President John Dramani Mahama took office in January for a second non-executive term. Since then, Ghana has taken a far leftward, anti-democratic turn, wielding lawfare against his political opponents. He has bent the law to protect his own. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court was dismissed based on a petition that was never made public. Half a dozen more compliant justices have since been appointed to the same bench. Scores of legal cases against members of the president's own party, many related to serious fraud and a major banking collapse, have been dropped. This approach should come as no surprise from a leader who is both a socialist and a Soviet sympathizer. His autobiography, My First Coup d'etat, is partly set in Russia, a country where he studied and by his own account found quite agreeable. Mahama even took time out of his last year's elections campaign to launch the book Russian edition in Moscow. Since returning to the presidency, he has made his mark on international affairs by penning an opinion article in The Guardian attacking Elon Musk and Donald Trump over South Africa. But it is lawfare against the opposition that should most concern the moneylenders in London. The most high-profile attack has been against Ken Ofori-Atta, the previous administration's former finance minister. Ofori-Atta is nothing if not a Western man educated at Yale and Columbia universities. He went on to work at Morgan Stanley and Salomon Brothers before founding his own investment bank. He became one of Ghana's best known and most successful international business leaders, entering national politics only in middle age and certainly not for the money. He went on to oversee major economic reforms of the banking system and steer the country through the strains of pandemic over a period during which Ghana's GDP per capita nearly doubled. Only days after Mahama's return, the stain turned on Ofori-Atta. Lurid accusations flew, followed by demands for his return to Ghana to face questioning. His home was raided. A special prosecutor branded him a fugitive from justice. U.S. authorities were said to be processing an extradition request, and even an Interpol red notice was reportedly issued to extract him, whatever it is, from his United States, where he was allegedly hiding. Except he wasn't. Ofori-Atta was in the United States receiving cancer treatment. Meanwhile, the military and police had entered his home in Ghana apparently without a warrant. No extradition request was ever made to Washington. The special prosecutor has since admitted as much. Nor were there any indictments. The special prosecutor has never pressed charges, raising the question of whether Ghanaian authorities misled Interpol into issuing the red notice, which in law can only be applied after formal charges have been brought. Nearly a year later, only salacious accusations have been made against Ofori-Atta, primarily about sign-off on spending in government departments outside the finance ministry. It is the equivalent of expecting to hold Chancellor Rachel Reeves personally responsible for every single individual line item of spending in the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, or the Atomic Energy Agency, or the Passport Office. It seems self-evident these attacks are underway because Ghana's current leadership perceive Ofori-Atta, a man possessing presidential bearing, as a potential serious challenger at the next election. Should he go down that path, this is no way to run a democracy. Indeed, it is questionable whether the rule of law is still functioning when such a stark case of political persecution is unfolding, and whether international businesses can really or can still rely on the legal security of their investment in Ghana. For me, these are the most telling part of this article. There's only a paragraph at the beginning, a paragraph at the end. But it's authored by Matt Watley. He's a British columnist. He works with the Daily Telegraph. Have you seen this? Have you read this article?
I've read it long ago, and I firmly predicted, I told my colleagues that give it a little bit of time to appear on Asasi.
Yes, it's on Asasi.
Yeah, that's why you read it. Yes. So it should tell you who wrote it. Unfortunately, listen, I am making a pointed accusation. You can quote me. I said, this thing came from the bowels of you know where it came from. Let me read you something.
That's not a pointed accusation.
It is pointed. I'm going to mention names and name names. Listen, Matt Watley, MA, is not just a columnist. He's a partner in a firm called Okapi Train. They are mercenaries. Let me read you his profile. Mark Watley served 8 years as an officer in the British Army, during which time he held operational and training positions in various countries. In the past 30 years, he has managed operations in many countries, including Bosnia, Kosovo, and the OSCE in Ukraine, and with the EU monitoring mission in Georgia. He has spent years in conflict and post-conflict environments, advising and training departments and ministries, managing teams and operations, and using his training and education expertise to help improve structures and organization as they face the challenges associated with chaos and reorganization. What does that mean?
That's his profile.
No, I said, what does it mean?
It means he's what
it means he's a mercenary.
No.
It means I'm challenging Mr. Watley to come and tell me that he's not a trained mercenary. I will know. And I will tell him how I know he's a damn mercenary. And I don't mean he is a mercenary writing articles that he shouldn't write, like my friend Charles Boedu. I'm saying he is a military officer, ex-military officer, who engages in covert operations in theaters of war. So first of all, he should come and tell us how many innocent people he has killed. Let's start with that. Okay? And I told my colleagues that this thing was going to doesn't that sound to you like one of Richard and his people wrote it? John Mahama is a Marxist. Really? John Mahama. Richard, John Mahama is a Marxist. You see, it's when you don't send a boy to do a man's work. President Mahama is a Marxist. In the history of this country, there are only 2 presidents who are confirmed Marxists. Kwame Nkrumah is one of them. Do you know the other one? Who's the other one? Tell me, who's the other one?
No, you tell me.
Akufo-Addo.
Marxist?
Akufo-Addo, when he came to Ghana, after being sacked from Oxford University, what did he do? He went to train at, he went to teach at Kwame Nkrumah Ideological Institute. What is that? I said only 2 of our presidents are confirmed Marxists. And you see, in Akufo-Addo's body language.
But this is
wait. In Akufo-Addo's body language, right? What does he tout the most as his biggest achievement?
SHS.
What is that? Is that not communal welfare?
Kojo.
No, so, I am telling. Hold on.
Okay.
You see, the MPP here, Akufo-Addo, he inherited it. I said Akufo-Addo touts communal welfare of the proletariat as his biggest achievement. Then you go and hire somebody, a trained mercenary who kills for a living, and he's coming to write articles. And you people think that the modus operandi of the last time when you were using the British High Commissioner to do your dirty work, you think you are going to continue? Stop joking, it won't work this time. John Benjamin, he has been sacked by the British government for pointing a gun at somebody in Mexico. So this time it won't happen. No more. The British government does not take its instructions from mercenaries.
No problem. This guy,
and in terms of oil, that guy says we owe the British. Really?
Yeah. Well, that I can.
Shall we talk about colonialism?
I can agree with you on that one.
Where's our goal?
Bring that one for discussion. This other one you are bringing is controversial.
Where's our goal?
One, we are alive.
Where are the Cullinan diamonds?
No problem.
Where's the colonial collection?
I can give you my time for that one. This the first one. You have gone too far. So,
John Mahama is a Marxist.
Could you,
everybody who went to school in Russia is a Marxist.
No, could you? So let's not put adverse interpretation.
President Mahama, they say you are a Marxist.
No, let's not put a negative, connotation on Marxism. Okay, Marxism is political thought, is a worldview, is not adverse. Okay, in a sense that
read that article. I've read that article.
Yeah,
it's
right.
So
the spin to make it appear negative is the person's own emphasis. But as a thought process, it's not adverse. So if somebody says President Mahama is a Marxist, really,
he's very lucky that I will not be bequeathed.
A worldview.
I will not be bequeathed the opportunity to respond to what he wrote.
And in fact,
he's very lucky.
No problem.
The government of Ghana will not allow me to write back to him.
It's not necessary. But the point is that that is not to be taken as a negative thing. It's a worldview. I mean, your people have criticized our liberal conservative position as adverse, and they've used it for political gain. So I'm just saying that it's a worldview.
You have also criticized our political, our political.
So that is essentially what the guy is saying. So I'm just saying that is not to be quibbled with as a Marxist. It's not to be quibbled with, because even if you look at it, you yourself admitted here that free SHS, you started it. And so if Akufo-Addo will start free SHS, and you are saying that, so then you are confirming his point that President Mahama is a Marxist by implementing that policy. But that is neither here nor there. I think that free SHS remains one of the biggest achievements in the Fourth Republic to date, because it affords opportunity for our people to be educated, to bring us all up in this era of democracy, to make literate the voting population, who then will be able to make informed decisions based on programs, based on policy, and not non-evaluative considerations such as gifts and the other things. So it's a good thing, and the free SHS is good, and that's why your people you are trying so much to attach yourself to it, because it's a good thing, and so that's fine. But this individual's view,
the man can't help himself, and then when I start throwing bombs, he will complain.
Yeah. So
in 2017. In 2017, when Keno Proyata went to Parliament, it's in their handset and asked for money for arrears for free SHS. Yeah. Who was doing the attachment?
No problem. But you are trying to.
Who was doing the attachment?
I'm just saying.
Who was attaching to what?
No problem. The point
the
is
chicken and the egg. Which one came first?
No problem. One of them. But the point is that in the article, the gentleman is right about a few things. Okay. This whole thing of bending the law backwards to protect his people is incontrovertible. Okay, you don't need to go to a court to understand that, because the Attorney General's conduct, first act out of the gate, issuing 7 null prosequas to clear NDC people, that is bending the law backwards. Okay, bending the law backwards so much that it almost is broke. The singular act of removing the Chief Justice, the head of a Koiko branch of government or arm of government, is bending backwards to affect.
Bending backwards, removing the electoral commissioner so that you can rig elections ex post and ex ante. That one was not bending backwards.
Well,
that was slapping sideways.
He didn't write about that.
I said, why would he write about that? Bending backwards is better than slapping sideways. You removed Charlotte Osei under fictitious charges. Fictitious charges.
No problem.
Right? And when you finish, you try to rig elections post ante ex post. You try to use administrative measures to rig elections. Now we were taking results to regional offices.
No problem.
Before we announced them, I told you that by 8 o'clock you would have lost the election.
No problem.
Was I right or was I wrong? I told you.
You are here to do the NDC's business.
You lost.
That's okay.
8 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
So next time, don't take it to the region. Count it on the way to the region.
No problem. We can do what you guys want. The point is that by 2028 you are going to lose. Moro, the third thing he said that I agree with, okay, still on the law, bending it backwards, is the punitive use of bail condition, okay, to punish political
Richard, once again, Moro, so do you know that I'm still on bail? No. Richard, I'm still on bail.
But you are not held.
I said I am still on bail.
But
since 2017, I'm still on bail. So don't talk to me about bail conditions.
Your matter is okay. I mean, I don't want you to feel that way.
We
are talking about President Mahama. And a verdict of
he who goes to
person.
equity must have clean hands. I said, Moro, I am still on bail.
No problem.
I am still on the stop travel list. I'm still there.
That's unfortunate, but
there are many unfortunate things that are going on in this country. So what are you on about?
There are a few unfortunate things that a neutral person has raised. Let's talk about that.
Every time I'm traveling, so listen, this is by the way. Every time I'm traveling, every time I'm traveling, the immigration office as well.
Okay,
you see what you put there? What they were doing to me then, it still persists to you. See, when I'm going, they look at me, they look at it, they look at it, they look at me. Please, you are still on the stop travel.
But you've traveled, you traveled under us in that
you should go and discharge it. I said no, I won't discharge it. It reminds me to make sure that I don't do anything stupid whilst I'm
very good. So it's a positive reinforcement for you. But No, but that's what he said. No, that's what he said. That's what he's converted into. Moro, don't make your face like that.
Continue to insult me.
No. You yourself
insult me in the quiz.
No, wait. So the last thing, which is right.
It's not
in
me.
the observation.
They'll take us off.
Oh, Moro, let me just finish.
They'll take us off.
Is the false expectation the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, created for the young people of this country to bring some 24-hour economy, which when he has come to government to date, he has not done. So I agree with him. All this, Moro.
No, it's not me. It's not my fault. MCR is 20 minutes. The 20 minutes is as elapsed. Richard, thanks. Kojo, thank you very much for joining us. I say once again, Assalamu alaikum, Juma Mubarak. My name is Aldo Moro. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. Bye-bye.
Once every year, the business community in Ghana gathers to celebrate outstanding business achievements, award excellence amongst our gallant industrialists and entrepreneurs. This year, under the distinguished patronage of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry presents